Hello? I think we're live. Let me do the edits I have to do for YouTube because cool stuff, I guess. All right. What's up, Victorious Volpix? I almost said Vopix. Volpix, welcome in. All right. Oh, I have audio for that for some reason. All right. We're good. We're good. We're good. Guess I'll start recording now so I don't forget. Alright, now I need to grab my Switch. I never hold on. Dude, the little stand on the Switch, atrocious. Let me make sure there's no distortions that showed up while I couldn't see it. Doesn't look like it. It's intense sunlight, that's why. What's up, JG? Welcome in. There's something on my screen. I don't know what that was. Alright. That will be there. And dude, I'm actually so discombobulated. I haven't done anything. I didn't tweet out the stream. So I gotta do that. Alright, stream has been tweeted. Pokemon Day was weird, huh? What do you mean weird? What was weird about it? Pretty much exactly what it always is. What's up, Only Gaming? Welcome in. Alright, let me get my counter up for this. Bidoof Hunt. I think I did. I don't know if I did this. I'm gonna do this so that my Elgato doesn't lag. Talked about chat for a week or so how it would be Gen 2 or Gen 5 remix, then Zygarde pulled up. I mean, I still stand by what I said. I still think Gen 2 remakes are coming before Gen 5. Like, if we get a new remake, it's gonna be Gen 2. I am shocked it isn't the next game, but it's not, like, out of the ordinary. No one expected it with the hundreds of leaks. See, that's the thing. They're not leaks if they aren't real. That is kind of reassuring, though, that, like, I didn't follow leaks or anything. I just went off of, like, what I expected to see. And apparently all the quote-unquote leaks were just completely wrong, so that's good to know. I don't like leaks for Pokemon stuff. I'm very happy it is not a Let's Go Johto game, and I am happy that out of all the Legends games we get, it's a Kalos Legends game. Really hoping we can get Eternal Floette from it. That being said, I said this last stream, like I streamed yesterday, we talked about it. I think it is very strange that they went from Legends to Gen 9 to Legends again. I really didn't expect a Legends game. I think it's a little too soon for a Legends game. Central Leaks on Twitter said Gen 5 was confirmed like 10 times and it wasn't. I muted them. I muted a lot of the leak stuff on Twitter because they inevitably just found their way into my timeline, so that's probably why I don't really see that many leaks anymore. I thought that black, gold, and white, silver was cool. I thought that was kind of weird. I don't know how they would do that. What's up, Thor? Welcome in. Thank you for the shiny lock. Gen 5 is too early. Exactly. I guess Gen 2 is too early, too. I am still worried, though, that the next remake is going to be Let's Go. I'm still, like, I stand by what I said. I, without a doubt, believe we are getting Gen 2 remakes before Gen 5 remakes, so... I mean, I guess it's a sad day for Unova fans. You have to wait even longer than what I originally expected you'd have to wait. Yeah, I knew with the black, gold, and white, silver thing. It just seems weird. They would never do that. There was a new Legends game. You didn't expect Gen 6. Megas and Legends game is hype. Yeah, I'm very happy it's Kalos Legends. I would have been, like, fine with other Legends games, but Kalos I was definitely the most excited about. Black 2, white 2 were good. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with that. They're not going to combine two generations together and then, like, fuse the Pokemon. They're just not doing that. Just... What's up, Poseidon? Welcome in. Weird it's only going to take place within the city. Yeah, I'm still not sure how they're going to do that. There's so many people that, like, make fun of people that are like, oh, I don't know how they're going to make it work in just a city when there's literally so many open world games that only take place in a city. But the issue is Lumio City is already an established place in Pokemon lore and in the Pokemon series, and it is not that big of a city. Pokemon cities have never been that big. So it's just hard to picture that city being big enough as an open world game. My theory, and what a lot of people are kind of believing, is that they're going to do some sort of time travel thing, where some of the game will take place in the past while Lumiose is getting built, and then some of it will take place in the future. And I'm guessing in the past, it'll be, like, way more open. In the future, it'll be just a larger city. Other than that, I'm not sure how they would, like, make that work. The only other thing I can think of is they have, like, an underground area. But, again, like, Lumio City is not that big, so... We'll have Gen 10 1 year extra in 2016, so I'll buy a DLC then. 2027. I still think Gen 10's coming out next year. They've been pretty, like, on a pretty solid 3-year cycle for generations. I definitely think Gen 10's coming next year. If not, that'd be great. I don't need a new gen every 3 years. But I'm still expecting that. It'd be just like Gen 5. Like, Gen 5 didn't have a remake game in it, so... I have a feeling Gen 10 will have the Johto remake game then, on the next console. Everyone compared it immediately to Yakuza Like a Dragon in the sense it's an open world in a city. Well, I mean, like, there's the Arkham games, there's GTA, like, it's not like an incomprehensible thing. It's just Lumio City is not a big city from what we know of it. So they have to change something about the city to make it work. And we just don't know what they're going to do about that. What's up, Let's Game? Welcome in. Sometimes I move the cursor on the map and then think it's a distortion. I'd be like, wait a minute. You don't think the whole game will take place in Lumio City? I mean, they literally said, so I don't know. Unless Nintendo lied to us, which, I mean, I guess is possible. Nintendo could have, like, misinterpreted something when they made that tweet, but they did explicitly say the whole game takes place within Lumio City, so... A new gen every 3 years is basically tradition at this point, yeah. Yeah, so I'm still expecting Gen 10 next year. Everyone's all excited, like, oh, they're slowing down the process. The game's coming out in 2025. They're slowing down. I don't think that's the case. I think they want to release it with the Switch 2. I think if the Switch 2 came out this year, they would 100% release Legends ZA this year. I think it's going to be released early next year, which is only going to be like a few month difference than like a normal release. Then I think that Legends ZA is coming in February. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm guessing it's just gonna come out around when the Switch 2 comes out, which we don't know when that is. We just know it's gonna be early next year. If it's January, February, March, that's just when I expect the game to come out. Dude, the weather needs to stop being terrible. We have been getting the worst luck with the weather in this game lately. What's up, William? Welcome in. What's up, Wiggly? Welcome in. How goes the hunting? Not good still. Still have not gotten anything in, like, I think close to 2 months now. Or at least over a month. I don't remember when I started this phase. It was in January, or not this phase, but this hunt, it was sometime in January. Early January, I think. And then my Litwick hunt I've also started in January. We're 11,000 in on Litwick. That is officially my longest ever 1 in 4096 hunt. What's up, Golden? Weird take, but I hope the starters are the Kalos starters with Mega Evolution. They won't be. I can't see them doing Kalos starters. Actually, maybe they would, because maybe the reason they didn't do Sinnoh starters for Legends is because they just had BDSP right before it. And we're not getting, like, a Kalos game right before this one. But I'm assuming we're getting just another set of starters like Legends, just like a random set of starters from other regions. And then I'm guessing the Kalos starters will just be wild. I do think the Kalos starters will more than likely get Mega Evolutions, though. If they're going to do more Mega Evolutions. I mean, I recently just played through at Y, and it is very strange that my Mega is Charizard and not my Delphox. I just hope we get Eternal Flower Floette. Yeah, we're waiting for space-time distortions in the background. That's why that's just there and we're not doing anything. It's also why the stream title is called Plus PLA Distortions. There's a random set of starters. You want Chikorita as the grass pick? Yeah, I don't really have a preference. It'd be cool to see, like, Chimchar. Watch them just give, like, Charmander, like, Charizard, Mega Charizard Z or something stupid like that. You're literally the second streamer you heard say about the Charizard and Delphox. Are you sure it wasn't me? I said it yesterday, and you were in stream yesterday. Also, do you know what's really stupid about Kalos? If you want a flying type on your team, it has to be either a Talonflame or a Charizard. I'm pretty sure. If you want something that can learn fly, at least. Let me see. Oh, I guess Pidgeot, but if we're talking Gen 6 Pokemon specifically, it's gotta be Talonflame. I think that's it. I think it's only Talonflame that can learn fly. That isn't like a legendary or something. Wow, I chose the wrong thing to look at. I searched up Kalos Pokedex, and it's like everything that isn't Gen 6. So I can't even tell what I'm looking at half the time. Hawlucha? Oh, Hawlucha can learn fly. I guess that makes sense. So what, there's two? My bad. That's a whole very good variety. The issue with the Noibat line is that you don't get it till like later, like way too far in the game. Like I'm talking if you want a Pokemon, like I don't know, is that where you get Hawlucha too? Is like super far in the game. Like if you want a Pokemon that is capable of using Fly in order for you to traverse the map, it's gotta essentially just be like Pidgeot, Charizard, or Talonflame. Other than that, you're playing the whole game without a Fly Pokemon, and that's just annoying. Why are we so interested in Eternal Floette? Just a form like Blood Moon or Luna, right? It's a form that's been existing for 10 plus years, and we don't have it yet, so I just want to be able to get it, you know? Blood Moon Ursaluna didn't exist until Scarlet and Violet DLC, so like that's not like something we cared about. It was exciting when it came to be, but like Eternal Flower Floette is a Pokemon that is literally in X and Y. You just cannot obtain it. Hawlucha's quite early. Yeah, no, like, obviously there's flying types in the decks that you can catch, but a lot of them are, like, bugs. Like, we're talking, like, Ledian and, like, Vivian and stuff. Like, you're not gonna fly on them. Like, I'm talking, like, a Pokemon... Like, you need fly in that game, like, in order to traverse the map. It's because that's still an HM game. They still have HMs in that game. But you are very limited as to what Pokemon you can have on your team. Like, we're talking playing through the game, by the way. Like, we're not saying, like, oh, we're trying to be interesting and do this. We're trying to play through the game. We need a Pokemon with Fly. There's literally only, like, 2 Pokemon you can pick. What's up, Elite Four? Daniel, welcome in. Eternal Float looks cool too. I don't know why it lives and dies in a cutscene. Yeah, it's weird that they didn't do any sort of distribution for it. But it doesn't exist outside of a cutscene. See, that's where you're wrong, though, is that it, like, if we're talking in-game, yeah, it's you only see it in cutscenes. But it has stats, it has a signature move, it has a shiny, it has a model, it has everything that every other Pokemon have. That means you can obtain it, but you cannot obtain it. They coded everything for it. And it is just widely believed that they scrapped the distribution, kind of like what they did with Arceus in Gen 4. The difference is, Arceus had many distributions since then. Floette has not had any. What's up, Mariah? Welcome in. You hope we get different forms of Furfrou without Pokemon Go? It's already confirmed. Furfrou was in the trailer, so... It's also a Kalos Pokemon. It's safe to assume we're getting every Kalos Pokemon in Legends ZA. We got every Sinnoh Pokemon in Legends Arceus. Kalos is also the smallest generation, Dex entry-wise. Has a signature move. Yeah, it's called, like... Dude, I forget what it's called. It's like something... Eternal something. Light of Ruin, is that what it is? I think it's Light of Ruin. Signature move of Eternal Flower Floette, which has never been released. PP 5, power 140, accuracy 90%. Like, the moves has stats, the Pokemon has stats, the Pokemon has everything coded as if it was going to be in the game to, like, obtain, and they just never did. They just never released it. They could have made a movie for it and then released it with an event. Instead, we get a Hoopa movie, yeah. Well, Arceus is an actual Pokemon you couldn't normally catch. A Floette you can just go and catch. All be the same pattern. Albeit not the same pattern. That is an invalid argument. That'd be like saying you can catch a Carbink, but Diancie, because it's a quote-unquote evolution, means it shouldn't be treated as, like, a legendary or mythical. You know? That's just an invalid argument. Like, without, like, no matter what, like, way you spin it, Eternal Floette is probably gonna be considered a legendary or mythical. Like, it's not a normal Floette. Just like how Diancie is not just, like, lore-wise, yes, it's an evolution of Carbink, but in-game, it's a mythical. Like, they just were doing different things for X and Y. Like, I'm pretty sure Eternal Flower Floette has, like, different stats and everything than regular Floette. Like, it's a different Pokemon. It's like how Blood Moon Ursaluna is, like, a different Pokemon to regular Ursaluna. Diancie is not an evolution, though. It's a mutated Carbink. Brother, do you not know how science works? Sorry, it's a metamorphosis of a Carbink. My bad, my bad. But that you could argue that for any Pokemon that evolves. Evolution in Pokemon is not actual evolution. It's metamorphosis. Mutating a Pokemon into a different Pokemon that's stronger is what you would consider evolution in the Pokemon games. I know, it's Pokemon 101. It's tough stuff. Blood Moon is a form, though, right? Yeah, and so is Eternal Flower Floette. Like, it's kind of like the same thing. They're just treated as completely different Pokemon. Like, different stats, different moves, like, stuff like that. You only get one Blood Moon Ursaluna. You can't just catch Ursaluna like that. Even though you can just catch Floette, you can't just catch Eternal Flower Floette. It is treated as, like, a different Pokemon, despite it being a form, quote-unquote. Like, again, it's like Diancie is, like, a different form of Carbink, essentially. But it's, like, a different Pokemon. It just it has a different name. But Mewtwo is a mutation of Mew. Mewtwo's a clone of Mew. And also, that's, like, still validating my argument. That's... It's the same as saying Mewtwo is an evolution of Mew. It's a clone. It's not. It'd be like saying Manaphy's an evolution of Fione. Like, no. Like, guys, I don't make the rules of Pokemon. I just follow them. Like, Eternal Flower Floette is completely different from a regular Floette. It just shares the same freaking name. Like, I don't know why this is so hard to understand. It shares the same name and has a similar design. You don't disagree, but this whole conversation makes your brain hurt. Yeah, get ready till you start throwing in Ultra Beasts in there. It's gonna get even crazier. Yeah, Meltan is considered a mythical. Just depends on where you draw the line, a form versus a new Pokemon. Not sure, except when science says something is a new species. I mean, I consider different forms, unless it's a form that, like, the Pokemon changes to. Like, cast form. Like, cast form just changes to different forms. Like, if it's, like, a separate form, like Shellos and, like EC, West Sea Shellos, I do consider those, like, separate Pokemon. That's why I catch them for my living decks, you know? It's not hard to understand that, like, Eternal Floette is even more different to a regular Floette as, like, an EC versus West Sea Shellos are from each other, you know? It's not hard to, like, grasp that concept. Eternal Floette feels like a Blood Moon Ursaluna thing. It's a Floette that changed due to specific circumstances, only affects that. Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. It's like a unique Pokemon, a different Pokemon, but it is still considered a Floette. Like, that's the thing. Like Blood Moon Ursaluna is definitely just an Ursaluna, but like, we're talking, there's a difference between, like, lore and mechanics. Like, lore-wise, yes, it's an Ursaluna that underwent some changes and stuff like that. Mechanics-wise, it's like a completely different Pokemon. You know? It doesn't just look different, it's a completely different Pokemon. That's another thing that people get really confused on, where it's like, lore versus game mechanics are actually different things. Like, lore, what is it? Like, lore-wise, Necrozma and, like, to an extent, like, Solgaleo and Lunala, right, are considered Ultra Beasts. But mechanic-wise, they are just the legendary trio of that game. Like, they don't get Beast Boost. They have different stats. Like, they are just legendaries. But lore-wise, they're, like, also considered Ultra Beasts, you know? So, like, there is a difference between lore and mechanics. And a lot of people don't really realize that. Like, how when people say, like, oh, Ultra Beasts aren't real Pokemon because they're from a different dimensions. It's like, yes, but you can still catch them and battle with them, and they have shinies just like every other Pokemon. Like, mechanics-wise, they are Pokemon in every way. You know? Like, this stuff gets, like, really confusing, but... Carbank and Diancie have different dex numbers, so yeah, that's why it's more of an evolution. Or if you want to be really technical, a mutation. But lore-wise, like, it's an evolution. Mechanics-wise, it's just a different Pokemon altogether. You know, like, it's the same concept. Pokemon Home counts them as different, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Like, guys, I know what I'm talking about. I made a whole, like, tracker on how to keep track of every single form and Pokemon there is across all generations. Like, there's a reason why Own Tempo Rockruff and Battle Bond Greninja, in my eyes, are different forms of those Pokemon, because Home considers them different forms. The Pokédex considers them different forms. Yeah, and Ultra Beasts have a Pokédex number, yeah. Yeah, Black and White Kyurem are still Kyurem. They're still Kyurem, they're just different Kyurem, and also they're not, like, completely separate Pokemon, it's just a form change. It's like cast form, you know? You don't know, all you know is if they look different, they are. Then I guess shiny Pokemon really confuse you. Been a while, you lost your Twitch password. What's up, Lucifers? I'm doing alright. Still not getting any shinies, though. Same with Koraidon, Miraidon being Paradox Pokemon, but are still legendary, yeah. And for some reason, the Swords of Justice and Beast Paradoxes are not considered legendaries. It gets very confusing. Like all the classifications and stuff. Have we talked about Legend Z already? Yeah, we were just talking about the Eternal Flower Floette, because I really hope we can actually get that in Legend ZA. Yeah, why is your Fuecoco pink? Yeah, I think it's a different Pokemon. Or it's sick, you should probably release it. It's a mutation. Being in captivity caused it to turn pink. You got shiny Nidoran male yesterday on Route 3. Nice. That's a tough one. I always wonder why so many people hunt for that Pokemon on that route when it's like infinitely easier to hunt it in the Safari Zone. It's got like such a higher, but it is cooler when people do get it outside of the Safari Zone, I will say. Like, it's very impressive. Oh, you wanted a Pokeball, I see. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough thing. It's, what is it, like 10% max or something? It's like Safari Zone, it's like 20%. You can also Repel Trick them to make them more common. And they're also like the easiest things to catch in the Safari Zone, so you're very unlikely to fail them. It's possible. I've seen plenty of people fail Nidorans, but it's very unlikely. Swords of Justice, pretty sure Keldeo movie called them legendary. No, we're talking about the Paradox versions of them. You were just discussing how the Miraidon and Koraidon are Paradox Pokemon, but they're legendary, and I was like, yeah, and it's even more confusing knowing that like the Beasts and like Swords of Justice Paradox Pokemon, like Iron Crown, Iron Boulder, Iron Leaves, Walking Wake, Gouging Fire, and Raging Bolt, those are not considered legendaries, despite them being treated almost in every way like a legendary. It gets very confusing. What starters do you want to get new forms in Legend Z? I don't really have a preference. I mean, I like Chimchar. Like, Chimchar would be cool. Like, I don't really have a preference, really. Like, Trico would be cool. I really like Trico. But, like, again, like, doesn't... I'm not gonna be, like, disappointed if it's, like, not my #1 starter, you know? Alright, let's do this Distortion. You know what's funny? How Legend Z was announced you recently started hunting Pokemon X? I've been playing through Y before it got announced, so it's kind of funny. Because I'm doing my Gen 6 Living Dex challenge now. Which I will be streaming that pretty soon. I just gotta finish playing through X. But I finished playing through Y. We got Yveltal. We got Zygarde number 1. I got all the Vivians. All the Vivians are down. I got all the starters. I got one of the fossils. I just need to get one of the other fossils and then get Xerneas and Zygarde number 2. And then I'll start streaming the actual, like, catching every Pokemon, like, on the routes and stuff. Gen 6 is gonna be really easy. Alright, give me an Alpha Magnemite so I can be done with this stupid Coastlands area because I'm so sick of being here. Oh, I need to catch this thing. This is the only one I need to catch still. You're grinding Friend Safari 2 shinies already? I was doing Friend Safari for I have a friend on my Friend Safari that has Audino in their thing, and I was using it to evolve all my Vivians. And I didn't get a shiny, but it's not like I did hundreds of encounters. What's up, Ace Artemis? I'll have to, it's kind of hard to see the YouTube chat from here. I'll have to, once I'm done with the distortion, I'll catch up with it. Hey, we saw it use Flash Cannon. I'm gonna slowly, I need to do that. I still haven't done this yet. Maybe once I'm done playing through X and getting that situated, I will try to perfect the research of all of these, like, distortion exclusives. See if we can get, and, like, the tree Pokemon, see if they can, like, we can get a shiny one. That'd be cool. There should be one more magnet. I need to find the last magnet. So there's that one. Where's the last one? Oh, there it is. Oh, no Alpha Magnemite again. Who would have thought? I'm pretty sure in terms of Alpha EVs, I don't think we need any of the evolutions from here. We just need Eevee. If we get an Alpha from the 3 spawns, it's gotta be Eevee. You think you have Audino also? It's weird because, like, I was level grind. I didn't want to do, like, some, like, actual crazy level grind like the Elite Four or anything, because I just needed to level them up, like, a few times, because it's, like, it's literally level 12 to get them to Vivian. So I was just hunting in, like, the, it was, like, Route 20, that, like, forest area that you have to go through to get the Snowbell City Gym Leader. And I wanted to check, well, essentially, I had to evolve every single Scatterbug I had into Vivian. Long story. Just to make sure they were the right ones. Because I'm going for all the Scatterbug, Spewpot, and Vivian, which is not, like, required, but it's something I want to do. And, I had to first check every single one to see if they were the right pattern, and I marked all of them so that I knew they were, like, the same ones. And then I reset my games to unevolve them, and then I had to evolve them all again into Spewpot and Vivian. and I went to the friend safari and found Audino, and honestly, like, because they're only level 30 in the friend safari, Audino gave more experience, but like not that much more. But it was still like, you know, it was still worth doing. Especially because the forest area that I was in was like, you could get like Jigglypuffs that just wouldn't give you that much experience, so it was kind of annoying. You found both shinies on Pokemon Day? Nice. I didn't find any shinies on Pokemon Day. I haven't found a shiny in a while. Oh, I never put Chatot in the right spot. Sorry, I haven't found a full odd shiny in a while. We keep finding shinies in this game because they're all boosted. Where is Chatot? I know I have an alpha one. It would be in the coastlands. There it is. Okay, Pasture 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lots of coastland shinies. All right, I'm gonna go back. I didn't even realize I didn't switch to the alpha layout. It's fine though, we didn't get anything. We'll do that next time. This stand is just, it's so easy to just rip it off every time. The return of cosplay Pikachu, Spiky Ear Pichu. I don't think those are coming back. Lost to Shiny Tropius in the Great Marsh 2 days ago. That sucks. That sucks. Was that in the originals or in BDSP? %17% with Repel Trick. Oh, nice. That's not like the worst thing ever, but I just, for me, I can't do anything that's like less than 30%. Like target it. We have until April to transfer, right? No, you have until much longer than that. Well, I don't know about much longer, but bank won't shut down when in April. They've made that clear. I've also made that clear on my video, so I don't know where people are getting that info from. Weird fact, you learned yesterday while playing Ultra and Ultramoon the QR code scan gift and McGearn is still available. Yeah, it's a permanent one. Finished your shiny form / living dex a week ago. Nice. Need one more Jigglypuff while you're here. Oh yeah, the Jigglypuff's a tough one too. Yeah, so bank will stay open after April. We just don't know for how long. They haven't said. Bank will have its own online server. It's just a Pokemon run server. It's not Nintendo. Nintendo's shutting down all their servers, but Pokemon has every right to keep their servers running. Same with any other third-party thing that uses online on the 3DS. They have every right to keep their servers running. You go to random shiny hunting streams to feel jealous that you have never seen a shiny for yourself in-game. We'll start hunting. Also, it's very easy to get shinies in newer games, so if you're really that desperate, like try Legends Arceus or like especially Scarlet and Violet. Very easy to find shinies in those games. How perfect is your Arceus research so far? Not at all. I have a few Pokemon research perfection. Why does it look like it's storming? How is it not storming in this game? I have a few research perfections, but I don't really go for them. I just, some of like the special, I have everything research level 10 and I have Shiny Charm in that file though. Have you only heard the shiny sound once and you never found where it was from? Well, they don't go away, so unless it turns to from day to night and it's specifically a daytime or nighttime spawn. If you hear a shiny in Legends Arceus, just save and then you'll eventually find it. Going crazy, Sam. You got shiny Mew and Emerald on your first encounter of the day. That means that your childhood save had an early shiny frame all these years. That is crazy. Someone in my comment section told me that when they were a kid, they wanted a shiny hunt Trico in Emerald. And they didn't, obviously, like, no one really knew about the broken RNG. And they reset for it and got it. Meaning they had an early shiny frame. And they, like, you know, that's pretty darn lucky. How can a guy get to Mew in the year 2024 in Emerald? Either use some sort of R4 or distribution cartridge. Well, you wouldn't really have a distribution cartridge for Mew because it was only in Japan. Use like an R4 to like give yourself a distribution cartridge ROM or whatever. But I don't know how to do that specifically. Or you can do a bunch of glitches like the Pomeg Berry glitch to get the items and unlock the event. Weaver, I'm glad you aren't getting any new games this year. They actually slowed down and hopefully make a functional game next year. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure the only reason the next game is releasing in 2025 is so that it releases with the Switch 2. And the Switch 2 got pushed back to 2025. It was originally supposed to be released this year. And I think it's going to be very early 2025 when Legends ZA comes out, which would only be like a month or two after the normal release schedule. That was a 5-minute distortion, oh my gosh. Dude, it's crazy when we get the 5-minute timers. That's only happened twice. We'll take it. I need to get out of here. Alright. Hopefully no one sees me there. Platinum during Living Dex completion? Dang. I still have yet to find a random shiny during my Living Dex challenge. Not even like off stream or anything. Like not just like I've been playing through the games off stream, offline, like not recording. I still haven't found a random shiny. I'm sure it'll happen in Scarlet and Violet though. I'm kind of expecting that. Like what? Like while we're going for like Roaring Moon or something, we'll probably find a shiny like Xvilas, just or like Griever or something. Using R4 took you 1701 to get the Mew. Dude, I'm so jealous of everyone getting their Mews. I have not seen someone go over odds for this Mew since like I started hunting it. Everyone's been getting them and they've been getting them like really fast. How safe is the glitches? Practice. Don't do it on save files you have shinies on. Because if you do something wrong, you can mess your game up. But for the most part, pretty safe. It's not like the Void glitch where there's a chance you can like be stuck somewhere. Sometimes you can just like lose all your items and stuff if you do like the Pomeg thing. But just do it on like a new save or a save that you don't care about. Nice videos. Greetings from Germany. Welcome in, Jonathan. How's the hunting going? Still haven't found anything. Same old, same old. We're about to go over odds on Bidoof now. So it'll be my third over odds in a row. Technically 4 if you consider the fact that we're well over double odds for the Litwick that I'm hunting off stream. I didn't even hear that this thing was activating. I guess I'll do this now. I will actually switch to the correct layout this time. Pomegberry glitch has advanced so much in the last year. Yeah, like I found like new methods to make it like easier to do. Like the one I did that set up the game on the right that you can't see right now, the game that uses May as the character, that was like record time. Ooh, Alpha Eevee, nice. We need this one. It's unfortunately not a female, but we'll still take it. But yeah, like the first times I did the double corruption glitch to like get the Mew and Deoxys events, it would take me a very long time. But when I was doing it for like my Living Dex challenge, like I found more strategies and stuff to make it a lot easier. And it's a lot, like for this Mew setup, it was record time. Dude, getting that female Alpha Eevee is gonna be rough. It just is. Okay, so there's a Magneton and a Magnemite. And a Magnezone, okay. So no Distortion exclusive yet again. Excuse me, Rhydon, I need that. The glitches are quite safe. Just count your inputs when glitches are popping instead of counting how long you press. Count your inputs. Is that a thing? Are you talking like when you're scrolling up? Like you just hit the button so many times? I actually didn't even know that was a thing. Should you buy replacement batteries for your DSs? You don't think they don't live very long anymore? Yeah, it's not expensive. I got a replacement battery for my Game Boy, and it's like really nice. It's like a stronger, like longer lasting battery than just the standard like new one. Like if you were to buy one, assuming the Game Boy Advance was like fresh out the box, brand new, the battery that I bought is still like better than that, which is nice. I never have to worry about it like going red light unless my charger doesn't charge it properly. How many more Magnezones do I gotta catch? I have to catch 6 more of these things. Although I gotta catch 3 that are flying. Or 2, I might have already found one. I'm sure you've already been asked a bunch of times about Legends EA. Initial thoughts. Glad it's not Let's Go Johto. I think it's weird that they're doing a Legends game, but if we're getting a Legends game, Kalos was the one I wanted most, so I'm excited about that. I bummed it's not called like Legends Float or Legends Eternal or something like that, because we still are unsure if we're getting Eternal Flower Float, and that's like the main reason why I wanted a Kalos Legends. It'd be like the only time we'd actually be able to get it. So hopefully they still include that in the game. What's up, Bootsmaster? When you scroll up, you count 20 exactly. Saves me from accidentally holding it too long, even though there's some wiggle room. You can hold it for a while. But yeah, if you hold it for too long, it starts deleting like a bunch of items in your bag. That's like the main thing you have to worry about. There was one glitch I got where I couldn't encounter wild Pokemon, and someone else has had that happen in my comments before. One time I like messed up and it caused me to hello, Alpha Kadabra. It caused me to make it so I just couldn't encounter wild Pokemon anymore. So I had a soft reset. As long as you like save properly, like save before doing it, and then don't save again until you're 100% certain you got the correct Pokemon and whatnot, like you should be fine. Where's the Walrein? Oh, there it is. That would have been crazy if that was shiny. All right, Alpha Eevee again. So we need 2 more males and a female. And then we can start evolving them. All right. Let me do this. Wait, what? Rest. Get rid of all these items because these evolution items start to add up. Fill up the bag. And let me save the game. We now have the Alpha Eevee. Let me add that to the counter. 262 now. Add that to the Alpha Challenge. Alright. You have 2 shiny Rapidashes and a shiny Ponyta. You received them all in different games. I don't have a full odds Ponyta or Rapidash yet. The only shiny Ponyta and Rapidashes I've gotten were the guaranteed one in Legends and catch combo ones in Let's Go. The one in they were both the 1 in 1024s in Let's Go though. What's up, Clement? Welcome in. Have you done the Battle Pyramid hunt or consider this hunt legit? I mean, you're finding the shinies legit, but I can't be bothered. They're illegal, so I don't care about them. Wouldn't you need to do it on a save with a good frame, or should you not worry about the frames? Never hunted Emerald. As long as you're doing runaways and not resets, or doing random encounters and not resets, you're fine. Very hard to hit the same frame when the game runs at 60 FPS. As long as you aren't just resetting, do hunting sessions of at least 30 minutes, you're fine. You'll be hitting different frames pretty much every time. And even if you aren't, like, you still will have a very good chance. Like, there's so many shiny frames you'll be passing because you on average get a shiny frame like every 2 to 2.5 minutes. So just get lucky hitting the frame. It's pretty much like shiny hunting in any other game. New parts or Marlboro Red? Aren't those like cigarettes? I don't smoke. I don't know where you would get that impression from. Are you going to shiny hunt Zygarde before the new Pokemon Legends EA? No. I don't give a crap about Dynamax Adventures. I'm just hoping they eventually stop shiny locking things and make Zygarde like a reset hunt. You still want a Legends Unova or Johto someday? I mean, I'm sure they'll do them. I just wanted Kalos next. It does kind of feel like they're picking games that, in terms of, like, mythical distributions, kind of got shafted. Like, Kalos, The mythicals in Kalos are like nearly impossible to get outside of Go because like they were so long ago and they never get distributed anymore and they're like never available in game. But now we're gonna have a game that allegedly will have all of them available. I wouldn't be surprised if they do like a Unova or like a Lola soon, honestly. Like those are the generations of mythicals we don't really have that much access to right now. After Legends comes out. Why are they illegal? They transfer up fine. Well, you're not supposed to be able to catch Pokemon in there. Do they transfer up fine? I still don't care enough. I'd rather just do, like, hunt. Like, those are Pokemon you can just hunt in other ways, like, fully legitimate. The only time I use, like, glitches and stuff is when there's, like, no other legitimate way to get them. Like, if I want a shiny Charizard, I can just hunt Charmander and then evolve it. Like, I already did that, you know? Like, I didn't know they transferred up, but you're not supposed to be able to catch Pokemon in the battle pyramid, so they should be considered illegal, but I guess Bank doesn't. But either way, like, the only time I do stuff that isn't 100% legit is when it's the only way. Not because I just want to change it up. That's just my thing. Like, if Mew had a fully legitimate way to shiny hunt it, I'd be doing that over this. But there just isn't, and there probably will never be. What's up, 16 Heart Gold? I'm doing well, it's been good. One of them was from Pokemon X, one was from Let's Go, and one from some Legends Arceus. Nice. I have a boosted odd shiny Chansey from like every game imaginable. You got your shiny Hisuian Voltorb with the mini and Weathermark after 63 shinies. Nice. Speaking of Legends Arceus, there is a Pokemon you caught in Pokemon Legends Arceus. So you want to use Pokemon Home and bring it to the new game when it comes out. What Pokemon was it? Did you hear the Easter egg in Legends for ZA? No. Maybe they won't shiny lock literally everything. I'm sure they will. You missed Genesect. At least there's DNS exploit for Gen 5. Hey. You caught a shiny Alpha Haunter in Legends Arceus and stuff. Is that the one you want? You can still use it in Scarlet and Violet. It just won't be Alpha anymore. I'll just have a mark instead. This is your starting top in Legends. Wait, what? My starting top. Thank you for the shiny luck, Thor. What's up, Yolioi? Imagine a mega shiny Alpha Gengar. That would be crazy. They had Alpha Megas. Your opinion, do you think Legends ZA will have events in the past as Legends Arceus, or maybe in the future? I think it'll be both. I don't know how they're going to make it only Lumiose City without some sort of time travel element in it. I think there's going to be some sort of time travel aspect where you go to like past Lumiose and future Lumiose. I think past Lumiose will be more open, more like a wild, like, you know, like fields and stuff. And I think future Lumiose will just be a much larger city. And I also think there'll be some sort of underground aspect. Like, I don't know what else they would do to make Lumiose an actual like open world game. It's the same top you start with in X and Y. Are you talking about the shirt? Yeah, I think that's just coincidence. Like, I think they're just like, hey, let's give him the shirt. Because apparently the Akari starts with like an Alola shirt, so I don't think it has any correlation. Yeah, the catacombs of Lumiose City. I don't think it'll be the catacombs. I think they'll just make it an underground. I don't think they're gonna do that. Wait, you're assuming the game is only in Lumio City? I'm not assuming that. They have literally told us that. At least Nintendo did, so it could have been, like, a miscommunication thing from Nintendo, like, to the, like, Pokemon Company to Nintendo. But Nintendo tweeted out saying that it will be only in Lumio City. It says the game will take place entirely within Lumio City. So, that is not me assuming that. That is us having that confirmed to us already. And it's just hard to figure out how they're going to do that. You gotta get ghost types somehow? Maybe. Maybe they will do that. I don't know. I was thinking more like Tears of the Kingdom underground thing. Where it's just like a whole nother area underground that's just different. Have they said open world? I agree, it's a reasonable assumption, but maybe the game will be very different. I mean, maybe. That is true. I would assume it's gonna be at least like Legends, where it's like a half open world thing, where it's like there'll be areas that are locked, but for the most part, within the areas you have unlocked, you can just kind of explore. Forgot you even subscribed to you. Cool channel, brother. Get that Mew. Thank you. Welcome in. Was it the English Pokemon Twitter? No, it was the Nintendo Twitter account. Nintendo of America. That's the only thing that might poke holes in it. Like, again, like, it could have been some miscommunication thing between Pokemon and Nintendo. But yeah, Nintendo has tweeted out saying it'll take place entirely within Lumio City. You're expecting another open area deal? Yeah. They're gonna have power outages again. You won't be able to access all the city. I am curious, though. Like, I mean, we haven't seen any gameplay yet, which makes sense, because, like, you know, they're probably taking a little more time on the game before they're ready to show stuff on it. But I am curious if it's gonna be like Legends Arceus, where, like, Legends Arceus, the main point of the game was to fill out the Pokedex. Like, even in the first, like, trailer and stuff, they were like, work on Sinnoh's first Pokedex, you know, something like that. Like, what if it's just a completely different goal in the new one? Like, it's not, like, yeah, there'll probably be a Pokedex, but that won't be the main goal. Maybe the main goal is, like, something completely different. Like, what if you play as AZ and you have to revive your Floette by killing a lot of people? Can you imagine? Dude, they need to make a Pokemon game where you play as an already, like, established character. JG's back. Your Pokédex completion will solve the power outages? True. Or once you absorb enough life for your Floette. Considering Battle Pyramid hunt because you like to hunt wild evolutions if they're available. Pyramid has Shedinja and fossil evolutions. Thing about, like, Shedinja is that I think it's cooler that, like, you can hunt a shiny Nincada and then when you evolve it, you just get 2 shinies out of it. Like, I think that's cool. I think that's cooler than just finding Shedinja in the wild. But, I mean, it's just personal preference. Like, I don't want to have to resort to glitches just to hunt Pokemon that I can hunt fully legitimately so many other ways. Like, that's just not me. But I'm not gonna knock people for doing it. I don't really care. Feeling lucky, chill, it might pop off. I mean, I hope I get shinies. Tycoon, build the city and slay the... What if it is like a city tycoon type thing? You're designing like what buildings go where, Like maybe there's only just like the tower that looks like the Eiffel Tower. I don't know. I forget what the tower, just like Lumios Tower or whatever it's called. Like that's like there. That's like your headquarters instead of a gym. And then like you like build out the rest of the area. That'd be crazy. Because I mean like that's what they were marketing. It was like the what was it, like rebuilding plan or whatever? Re-urbanization, something like that. So like what if you're starting from like nothing, you're like building the city and that's like the main goal, and like you catch more Pokemon, kind of like what they did with Legends, where they had Legends Arceus, where they like had little quests where it's like, hey, I need a ground type Pokemon to help plow the crops or whatever. Like what if that is what you do? You catch specific Pokemon in order to like build cities and stuff. Like you get like wild girders and crap, and you're just like, all right, let's do it. Urban redevelopment, that's what it was. Which is an interesting word of choice, because that makes it sound like it's the future. You know, we're saying urban redevelopment, meaning we are like, maybe something happened to Lumio City after the events of X and Y, and you have to like rebuild. Or something happened in the past. Like, we don't really know if it's going to take place in the past or the future. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be both. But who knows? Seen on Pokemon Z Axis version. Definitely going in a specific direction, that's for sure. Okay, that's foggy weather. The foggy weather and intense sunlight are kind of hard to tell from each other. A new Pokemon game where you play as Chairman Rose and start your capitalist lifestyle. Yeah, just like that. It's just like Batman Arkham game where you fight people for your Floette. But you like actually like you kill them. So it's even like worse than Batman. That one lady needed a Geodude to hold the lid on her pot. There were ones where it was just like, give me a ground type, give me a water type. It wasn't like specific, but yeah, like but like kind of like that, where it's like, catch me this Pokemon. I don't know how it's gonna work in just the city though, because like what? I don't know about you, but Pokemon usually don't just like chill in a city unless it's like a Rattata or something. I still don't know how it's gonna work. Kalos has a brilliant past with the ancient Pokemon War and AZ and Floette. I hope they include that in the game. I'm really hoping we get Eternal Flower Floette for the first time ever. Turning into the big capital city that we know in X and Y, but the thing is, Lumio City in X and Y is smaller than what we should expect from a game like Legends ZA. So, like, again, it's not clear cut. Like, there's so many. Again, they have stated that it's only going to take place in Lumio City. From what we have seen in X and Y, Lumio City is not big enough to have a whole Pokemon game take place in. It's not. So it's gonna have to be expanded upon somehow. And the only way I can see that happening is if there's some sort of time travel element where you take place in the past and future. The past is like more open fields area that you explore. The future is like just Lumio City, but like so much bigger. And then maybe there's like an underground aspect that is like a whole other area to explore. Like, again, like I don't know how, like even if they made Lumio City bigger and just were like, screw X and Y, Lumio City is just bigger, I still don't know how they're gonna make that like a whole game without some sort of like changing aspect of it and expansion. The A, I think the A is just a new Pokemon that we don't know what it is. A new legendary. Z being the present and A being the past. I mean, Z is just Zygarde, and A is just going to be a different Pokemon, so I don't think that has anything to do with it. What's up, Treslin? A lot of people say it looks like the weapon thing from X and Y's history. It doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know why people are saying that. The weapon from X and Y is like a flower, and it's also not that pattern on it, so... Yeah, you can see them making a game about death. That'd be cool. I mean, Veltal's the death Pokemon, so... Do you think, just like in Legends Arceus, you play as a Calum or Serena and time travel to the period? Well, technically it's Ray and Akari and not Dawn and Lucas, but there's still no, like, confirmation on that. On if they're, like, the same people or related. Yeah, the weapon was like pink, and it was a crystal of flower. It wasn't like scale. The A kind of looked like a leaf pattern to me. Hi, name an anime. Pokemon. I think A is the new Pokemon. Yeah. Lumio City is still the same size, but every tile has like 75% encounter rate. If they do traditional encounters, that'd be crazy. Do you think ORAS Megas will be in the game? Yeah, probably. I'm sure there's only so many Megas. I'm sure they'll all be included. Zygarde is the order Pokemon, like defending the ecosystem and balanced nature in that. So maybe a legend is something messing stuff up. Yeah, maybe. It would be crazy if it was like a city tycoon style game that's like completely different. Lumio City in Smash Bros. Looks bigger than Lumio City in X and Y. Yeah, but it's still not enough for a full game. Like, I just said that. Like, even if they make Lumio City just bigger and say, like, hey guys, it's just the same Lumio City, but it looks bigger now. Like, it's still, like, they'd have to make it drastically bigger to fill a whole game. Like, I don't think you guys realize how thrown off everyone is that the fact that they said the whole game only takes place in Lumio City and not all of Kalos. Like, and I get that other open world games take place within a city, but cities in real life and in other games are just significantly bigger than an already established city that is Lumio City in Pokemon X and Y. You know? Like, there's a difference. If it was a brand new city that we didn't know, it would make sense if it was just like it wouldn't be a hard thing to grasp. But it's like, it's hard for us to picture how they're gonna make Lumio City fill an entire game. Because we already know what Lumio City looks like. It already has a size to it. Also kind of hard to get Pokemon diversity inside only Lumio City. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, I understand Pokemon can live in a city, but like, how are you gonna fill out the whole like Kalos Pokedex and whatnot, you know? Unless Lumio City is just the entire region. But it didn't look like that from the trailer. Yeah, what if you start with just normal Lumio City and you expand it to cover the entire Kalos region? What if that's what it is, and you're still technically in Lumio City, you just can't go out farther until you expand the city? Something to think about, right? I mean, we don't know how it's gonna work. They didn't show us anything from the trailer. Also, this will be 8192 for Bidoof right now. Can you imagine if we got a shiny on 8192? I've never done that before. I've gotten close, but I've never done it. Anime-sized Lumios. Yeah, but they did that with literally every town in the anime. Because, like, let's be real, towns and cities in Pokemon games are just too small. I don't think they're gonna do that. Maybe there are wild mon raids every so often so you can catch them. Stop with the raids. I don't need every game to be raid focused. You think you're pretty sure though whatever starters we get we'll probably get megas? Yeah. I also think the Kalos starters are gonna get megas. Unless those just are the starters we get. And in that case, yeah, they're for sure getting megas. Also with Legends Arceus, all the new Hisuian forms were not from Gen 4 Pokemon, so we get new megas, they'll probably not be from Gen 6 Pokemon. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure they'll just be new Pokemon and new forms and stuff. Cities in Pokemon games are smaller than most average city blocks. Yeah, they're really tiny. Like, Jubilife Village worked because it was still like a small village. Smile on the flash, thank you for the shiny lock. Or is there just an artificial way for people to think Pokemon companies consistently engage with the game? Yeah, I'm over raids, honestly. As much as I hate Scarlet and Violet, I think the Terra raids were a little more engaging than the max raid battles, but, like, what more are they going to do with raids? And it's like, it's just going to be very repetitive. Like, it's already super repetitive doing raids in those games. And tedious and boring. We don't need every game to have raids. In fact, I'm hoping the next, like, mainline, like, not mainline, but, like, next, like, generational game, I hope they just are done with raids. What's up, LWS? Friend did joke about the possibility of Charmander would start with Mega Charizard Z. I think everyone has made that joke. Wouldn't even be surprised if they did Mega Charizard Z, honestly. Because we know Nintendo loves their Charizard. It's not Nintendo that loves their Charizard. It's the fans love Charizard, and the Pokemon Company sees that, and they think we just want to have every different imaginable form for Charizard, when in reality we don't. We just like Charizard as it is. Like, I like Charizard. It's one of my favorite starters, but I just roll my eyes when I see it getting 2 different Megas and a Gigantamax form. Like, it feels insanely forced. You have both Shiny Greninja and Shiny Charizard, so you want them to come with you too? I mean, I'm sure Charizard and Greninja will be in Legends ZA. I mean, Greninja's a given. Like, I'm sure every Kalos Pokemon's gonna be in Legends ZA. We had every Sinnoh Pokemon in Legends Arceus. You hate online tarot raids? Yeah, they kind of suck. I never did them. Did you get all the shiny marked Pokemon yet? No. So we're missing 4. I've just been stuck on, like, other things. Like, as you can see, we're 9,900 in on this. As you can't see, we are 11,000 in on a 1 in 4096 hunt. And as you also can't see, I'm over odds for this Bidoof. So we're just really unlucky with shinies as of now. And there's no way I'm putting these on hold to just, like, go for the last 4 marks that are going to take actually months to get, so. But we'll get back to those when the time comes. You don't hate... Man, you guys are talking way too fast. I can't keep up. You don't hate raids. You're tired of them. Let a 6-star Amoonguss kick your Pokemon into the floor 37 times, and you'd agree with me. Yeah, Amoonguss is awful. Casuals love Charizard. Change your mind. I mean, casuals and fans love Charizard. It's a cool Pokemon. But I think most Charizard fans can agree it is kind of annoying when they give Charizard 30 different forms. Like, my favorite Pokemon's Dragonite. I don't want Dragonite to have 10 different forms. There's a chance it gets a Mega, though, which would be kind of cool, but again, I don't want multiple Megas and a Gigantamax and some other form of Dragonite. Like, that's just too much. I don't want that. Especially because they probably won't be as cool, in my opinion, as just regular Dragonite. If it's set in the past, you're praying for an ancient form of Aegislash. Aegislash? What would be an ancient form of Aegislash? Like, Sword and Shield is just, like, already a pretty primitive type of weapon and defense system. It's like, what would change with it? Back to the past, the discovery of Mega Stones after the war. Charizard's the only starter in the game and will be $70 because anyone would pay more for Charizard. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't even think Charizard's going to be one of the starters. At least I hope it isn't. I can see it being one of the 3 starters, but I hope it isn't. You love Scarlet and Violet, but you understand and respect why you don't. Yeah, it's like my least favorite Pokemon game. Like, for me, there's very little to like about it. Like, the things that I enjoyed about Scarlet and Violet were the things I don't typically enjoy about Pokemon games. Which doesn't mean much to me when I say, like, I enjoyed the story of Scarlet and Violet. Like, that doesn't mean I had a great experience with the game overall. It just means that the aspect of the game that I usually don't care as much about, I enjoyed a little more than other versions of the games. Axe and Shield, I don't think that's really changing too much. Instead of evolving from Doublade to Aegislash, it goes from Doublade to a final evolution that uses 2 swords. Yeah, I could see them doing like a regional variant where it's like dual wielded. Shoot, I noticed that was... Stick and moss? I mean, what if it's just like a stick and a stone? It's like a grass type and a rock type instead of a ghost steel. It'd be just more like a regional variant at that point. You want Popplio as one of the starters? I mean, like, if I were to hope a Pokemon was a starter, I would just hope... I mean, what did we get last time? We got Gen 2, Gen 5, and Gen 7. I'm willing to bet none of those generations are gonna be the starters in the next one. I think it's gonna be different generations. So I don't think Popplio's gonna be it. I mean, I would like to see Trico. Trico already has a Mega. It's my favorite starter of all time. And it'd be cool to see if it got, like, a different, like, regional variant for Sceptile. Like, I love Decidueye, and I thought Hisuian Decidueye was so cool. I just hate it shiny. Its shiny sucks. Hisuian Decidueye shiny is a crime. I guess I never charged this DS. When I should have. Oh, it's at green light again. It's fine. Able to be wild mon raids. I already read that. You're taking like monster stampedes from the anime where the wild monsters go crazy and attack the town. Oh, you're saying like an actual like you aren't the person raiding. You like the Pokemon are like raiding the town. That'd be interesting. Swords were used in the military until mid-20th century. Well, yeah, like we're talking like if we're taking a past version of Aegislash, would it not be a sword still? Like that's the point I'm making. Fencing is a French thing, right? I have no idea. Everyone hates Chikorita, you do too, but Meganium is cool. I mean, I'd be fine if they did Chikorita. Meganium needs something to not be a pure grass type. Then would be super cool, and maybe all 4 Mountain Lion. Dude, what if they did like a Paldean starter? That'd be such a curveball. You have a good feeling Litten would be a starter? I mean, it is a cat, and it is in the city. What if it's Sprigatito? You had the thought of an ancient regional form of Cinderace. Instead of football, it's a different sport. Crazy. That'd be wild, man. Instead of football, it's like... It's just like a hacky sack or something. That'd be wild, dude. Cat starters only? I would hate everything. There's only 2 cat starters, though. I hate to be that guy. I'm not the biggest fan of the cat starters. Incineroar was my least favorite of the Paldean starters. And Sprigatito line was my least favorite of the Paldean starters. Tennis Rabbit, yeah. You hope Hordes come back? Well, I'd hate for you to be disappointed, but it will be Overworld, so there will not be... If there will be Hordes, they'll just be like Scarlet and Violet Overworld. Like, it's not going to be you use Sweet Scent. You have to... It won't be you have to do something to get the Hordes. You don't have to, like, put effort into it. You'll just get them by default. Nah, I don't think there's going to be Hordes. I think it's just Pokemon are going to be scattered around Overworld. Would you want to play a tower defense type Lumio City themed Pokemon game? I mean, that'd be cool. You have to defend the city. You, like, build the city and then, like, hordes of Pokemon come. Like, it'd just be cool to have it be completely different. That's why just the idea of it being, like, a city tycoon thing with, like, catching Pokemon would just be kind of a crazy concept. As opposed to just Legends Arceus, but it's set in Lumios, you know? Like, what if it's just completely different? Piplup has to be a starter, right? I don't know if it has to be, but I'd be fine with Piplup being one of the starters. I don't really have a preference for the starters. Like, they could pick any 3 Pokemon and I'd be like, okay, sure. As long as they aren't only the cats, I guess. Or only the monkeys. Ancient Torterra form would be the best thing. It's just the Torterras from Detective Pikachu. They're just huge, and that's it. Napoleon would make more sense because of the Napoleon theme. The only thing that's, like, for me, is, like, would they include the Gen 4 starters? Like, we just had Legends that featured all 3 Gen 4 starters, and we just had BDSP that featured all 3 Gen 4 starters, you know? Like, would they include all Gen 4, like, the Gen 4 starters at all? I don't know. We need a dog starter? Do we actually not have a dog starter? No way, right? I guess we don't. That is kind of crazy. My Nintendo is dying. This thing is called a DS Lite, and I can see it. I do have eyes. I just sometimes I'm too lazy to get up and get the charger right now, you know? You're an avid Quaxley hater? I like Quaxley more than Sprigatito. It's just like when we had Litten, and then we got Sprigatito like shortly after, it just felt so uninspired to just do another cat. At least Quaxley was like unique in a sense. And he's kind of goofy looking. You want a new Dunsparce evolution? Dada Dunsparce, I love 5 segments. Have you seen the biblically accurate Dunsparce? That'd go crazy as an evolution. Wasn't one of the regions close to Kalos? Nothing confirmed, I don't think. Everyone just assumes that Paldea and Kalos are like connected, but nothing has been officially confirmed. I doubt it'll ever be. I think it's funny that you guys are telling me that my DS light is red when, like, I mentioned it way earlier and no one noticed, I guess. Like, I noticed it being red before anyone else did. And I even mentioned it. And I guess no one realized. But I guess I'll plug it in, guys, if you guys are that worried about it. Me and two other friend players going Valorant released together had to pick different starters. You were forced into Quaxley. Dude, I just wouldn't listen. I thought Fuecoco was the coolest. If my friends were like, let's all pick different starters, and I didn't get to pick my starter I wanted, I'd be like, screw you guys, I'm picking Fuecoco. So that's on you. Yeah, I will admit, Quaquaval is not the greatest. I like when he attacks. Like, it's cool, like, the little, like, tail feathers, like, spin around it. Like, that's cool. But, yeah, I was a little if I'm being honest, I was a little disappointed with every final evolution. Surprisingly, except for Meowscarada, because Meowscarada was kind of what I expected from Sprigatito. Just, like, a very feminine bipedal cat. Like, I just kind of expected that, so... I wasn't, like, disappointed, because that's just what I expected. I was kind of disappointed with the other two, like, fully evolved ones. Like, starters haven't really wowed me in a while, if I'm being honest. Starter designs. Like, the last starter that wowed me was Rowlet. And then other than that, it's, like Trico, I guess. You wish the starters would stop being humanoid. I mean, Skeledirge is not humanoid at all, but... Sure, I guess. Is there a distortion somewhere that I missed? Nope. I think it was Galar that they confirmed as close to Kalos. I don't think they've confirmed anything. But I mean, I could see Galar being, like, close to Kalos in the sense of, like, UK is close-ish to France, right? Like, I don't think that means anything. It's not like you're just gonna be able to go back to, like, Galar if we play Legends ZA or something. I think they're kind of past the whole you get to revisit old regions. I don't think we're seeing that. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if we played, like, a Legends game or something, and then you just, like, randomly go to, like, an older region. Like, that'd be cool. But I don't think they care about doing that. True, but you're talking about really confirmed info. I don't think anything has been confirmed then. Then that's just nothing then. Except for Johto and Kanto being right next to each other. It's like the only actual confirmed one. I used both your switches to trade yourself all the starters and use them for your first playthrough of Scarlet. I did that on, like, one of my playthroughs. I just had, like, traded starters. I'm like, I'll just use one of each starter, why not? Yeah, the Scarlet and Violet starters are broken. I like Skeledirge, like, it's crazy because usually when I play through, like, a Pokemon game, like, a second or third time, I pick the other starters. There was no reason to not just choose Fuecoco every time. Not only does Fuecoco cover most of, like, the gyms and, like dude, Gita's team gets destroyed by Skeledirge. And then Skeledirge is, like, the easiest Pokemon to get that is useful against, like, level 5 and 6 raids. Like, Skeledirge was so broken, man. There's no reason to not, like, pick Fuecoco every time. You're literally just, like, giving yourself a disadvantage if you pick anything other than Fuecoco. I definitely think Quaxly is probably the worst one, though, right? I mean, like, its typing's good, but, like, its signature move just raises your speed, which doesn't really do much in, like, a game, like, playing through a game kind of situation. And, like, getting a crit every time with Flower Bomb, whatever it was called, whatever the Meowscarada's move was. Like, that one's good. That one's useful. That gets work done. Quaquaval's is literally just, you do a normal attack and then you get a stat increase that doesn't really do anything. Just smacked my camera. They did confirm they are close in the DLC, by the way. What DLC? Sword and Shield's DLC? Scarlet and Violet's DLC? How'd they confirm that? Did they say, oh, Galar's just a little bit away? Was that spoken? Or are you talking about the whole Penny thing? Because Penny was confirmed to be the daughter of Peony. That does not mean that Galar is close. Clearly, you use planes, and planes work, and they get you far. Because you literally use a plane to get to Kitakami, so that doesn't really mean much. Already over level 10 times faster than just about anything. Galar is 57 miles away. They wouldn't use miles, they'd use kilometers. You still need shiny Skeledirge. You got your shiny Sprigatito full outs from an egg. 1 in 496. That's cool. I don't have any of the Galar starter shiny. I don't want to Masuda them, and I will be... It's going to be a while before I muster up the courage to full odds egg hunt them, so I'm just kind of hoping they get available in a future game. Alright, after this distortion, I gotta take a break. The Bidoof and Piplup are usually pretty chill. The B-Barrels, you can usually chill here. Oh, but isn't there's usually a Staraptor. I'll go over here. Alright. Oh, you weren't, like, shiny hunting it? You just were going for a, like, Sprigatito, no shiny? That's crazy. Never done that, probably never will. Oh, you meant kilometers? Yeah. Good night, Thor. Thank you for hanging out. Sword and Shield DLC. Someone literally says Kalos is within a decent swimming distance, which is absurd to cross an ocean, but it was said. That sounds like you're trolling, I'm gonna be honest. That'll also... Were we talking about Kalos? I thought we were talking about Paldea. Maybe it was Kalos. How's it going? We're just not getting shinies. That's how it's going. We did get an Alpha Eevee though, so at least some progress was made for something. We weren't shut out today. Oh my gosh, there was something in my eye. The Pokemon oceans are city-sized. Yeah, you think the cities are small. Just get ready till you see the oceans. What if they did it like a Legends game, but it was like all within the ocean? How crazy would that be? Legends Manaphy. Guys, here's a wild theory. What if Legends Z to A is not the full title? What if they just didn't want to reveal the full title yet until there's gameplay, and it's actually just Legends Zygarde? And the A is just the A in Zygarde. I doubt it, but that'd be weird if that'd be funny if they did that. Dude, look at the B barrel he sat down. Oh, I wish I could do like first person mode. I don't want to target the B barrel. Look at him. Hello. Oh. Hello. Oh, don't tell me the other one's gonna sit down too. Nope, they're not. Some random trainer said Kalos is within swimming distance on a beach in the Isle of Armor. Alright. Pokemon Legends A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, the whole alphabet. The issue is Z was first, so it'd be backwards. So it'd be Z, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Did I say that right? Yeah, Legend Zyg Ard. Legend Z sounds cool, then you saw the Z and it ruined it for you. Yeah, it's funny because there's actually a lot of people that are just calling it Legend Z, even though that's just not the name of the game. Like, I've been seeing people on Twitter, like not like regular old, like, people, like, news articles and other, like, accounts that use articles that'll be like, Legend Z confirmed. It's like, it's Z to A. Like, what are you guys talking about? Alright, let's do this distortion. And then I gotta take a quick break after this. Wait, don't leave me, B-Barrel! Dude, I thought that was an Alpha Magnezone for a second, and I was like, bruh. But it's just kind of a large Magnezone. I like how these guys get tired. The Out of Armor trainer said there are swimming experts who can swim all the way to the Kalos region. Yeah, but aren't there crazy people that swim across the ocean anyway? Like, that doesn't really mean it's close. Just closer in relation to other regions, I guess. But again, I don't know what that proves. I don't know why it matters. It's just like when they said that, the Blueberry Academy was in Unova, and you go there and you see that it's just in the middle of the ocean. You can't even see Unova in the distance or anything, and it's just like, yeah, okay, it's in Unova, quote unquote. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm gonna be honest, even though they had like Unova music and stuff, I was not getting Unova vibes from Blueberry Academy. I was not. It just felt like another Scarlet and Violet area. There was nothing about that game that made me think like, oh my gosh, this is Unova. Oh, this is crazy. Dude, it's like, I have no reason to use like 90% of these evolution items I get. I guess I will need like an upgrade and a dubious disc when we get Porygon. Is that all the items? No way, right? No way. No way. Oh, Moonstone. Invisible Moonstone. There's an item. Blue shard. Always gotta check the border. Border, the items blend in. I guess it's just crazy to even want to swim there across an ocean. I think until we start getting games where you can actually go back to like old regions, I don't think it really matters what's said in game. I don't care how close they want to make Galar and Kalos seem, until we get a game where you can go to Galar and Kalos in the same game. Like, it's not gonna mean anything. Just got another shiny Bagon phase for your SOS Salamence. Nice. How many phases are you in so far? You reckon it's gonna be like PLA gameplay wise? Yeah. I don't know if if the goals, like, the thing is, I don't know if the goal is gonna be to fill out the Pokedex. I think it's gonna be like different, but I think in terms of like gameplay, like, yeah, it's gonna be like how this game looks and feels. You would care more if it wasn't your fourth. You just finished the line last shiny. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I will be back. Alright, BRB. Did a distortion show up? No, why you guys lie to me? I'm just kidding. You guys didn't say a distortion showed up. Can't believe we're about to be 10,000 in on this hunt too. Why can't I be one of the guys that gets a Mew in like 1700, you know? Or however many it takes. Little Pokemon trainer, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Oh, my counter's not up. I didn't just see distortion text, did I? Am I crazy? No. Right? Yeah. Okay. Just hit odds and needed some backup for the second Switch. Dude, that's like how I feel. I think my internet just like blipped. I might have to try a different internet connection. We should be back. I'm not sure how it is now. Is this the same? Is this the same stream on YouTube? Kind of looks like it. It's a little delayed, so I can't tell yet. Okay, so we are still back on YouTube, and I'm guessing we're back on Twitch. So that was, as disconnecting goes, that was pretty seamless. This wasn't like my internet cut out for 10 minutes and I had to like shut everything down. This was literally just like it kind of like blipped and then I had to like just go offline and then back online really quick. So that's good. Let me refresh this page. Oh my gosh, I refreshed the Twitch page and now everyone's name is a different color. That's gonna be confusing. Alright, that's good that we're still here though. Yeah, my internet like cut out for half a second. I might have to try the different internet thing, the 2.4 gigahertz. I can't change it now. I'd have to go offline if I changed it now. I'm wondering if this 5 gigahertz is just not the most stable. And I think it was fine doing it on the 2.4, so maybe we might try that for next stream. So we have been disconnecting, but it hasn't been as consistent as it was. I'm kind of glad that the YouTube one is just like, it's the same. You finally caught a shiny Zygarde? Nice, congrats. That's a crazy one. Now you just need one more for the 10% form. Good luck, you got this. That took months. Yeah, it's a tough one. I hope they just make it so we can like soft reset for Zygarde in a future game. Although, that definitely will not be the case in the next game, so it might just never happen again. Clear weather. Clear weather's good. Oh, what the heck? I was in the wrong spot. Dude, it is crazy how on Twitch, it's like, I went offline for like 5 seconds, and it's like, I guess like 90% of the viewers just left. Guys, if I don't announce that I'm like ending stream, like, and I go offline randomly, I will be back like in like a few seconds. You don't have to leave. Like, if I'm gonna actually end stream, I'll like let you guys know. And unless it's like stated beforehand, like, hey guys, there's a chance my internet gets cut out because there's a storm. If that happens, I won't go back online. Like, if I say that, you know, it makes sense. And then apparently, like, YouTube didn't, like, fully go down at all, which is interesting. I still don't know how YouTube works. Sometimes it stays in the same stream, and then sometimes it's like a whole different stream that gets brought up. It's so weird. Ugh, 10,000 on Mew. Dude, I need to just pop off with shinies soon. This is just getting old. I thought after my atrocious luck that was last year, I'd like get some better luck a little more, but I guess not. I think you just started accidentally soft resetting for a Pokepelago shiny. How do you accidentally do that? Don't you have to like really go out of your way to do that? I don't really know how the Pokepelago hunts work. They sound ridiculously tough. Where is my tweet where I tweeted out the stream? I'm gonna retweet it. I genuinely think like a lot of people, like, they see me just randomly go offline and just assume I'm like done for the day. They like don't know. Even though I make it very clear when I'm like ending stream. You just wait till you think there will be a Pokemon at the island, save, then check. They'll keep changing the Pokemon as long as you don't save after checking the Pokepelago. Really? Oh. Okay. That might be something I do at some point. That sounds kind of cool. Why the Mew says 2K? Brother, you're trolling, right? You're just trying to rub it in my face. It's because we're 10,000 in on this Mew hunt. We've done 10,004 encounters without a shiny Mew so far. So wait, do you get a Pokemon every time? Or is it random? Also, how do you predict if you're gonna get a Pokemon? And then, like, what if you do and you didn't save? I guess you just, like, save every time before you're gonna visit Pokepelago until a Pokemon shows up. I guess that would make sense. What's up, Dark? Welcome in. And then after you find the shiny, you just, like, leave and then save. And then if it doesn't join, you just reset and then, like, save again. Like, or really, you don't save anymore. You just keep resetting until it stays. What if a Pokemon get generated after you wait long enough since your last time visiting Pokepelago to a range of times? Zone and 3 remain the same species, but you reset for nature. Oh, interesting. That's actually really cool. Because then you can, like, target something. I wonder. I should look at, like, the pool of all the Pokemon you can get from Pokepelago. See if there's, like, a really cool one to target. Any luck? No. There's a reason it says 10,000 on the Mew. And the fact that we're still hunting Bidoof. What's up, Derry? Welcome in. And there's also a reason why the last shiny has not changed for the past, like, month and a half. Because we are not getting any luck. We're getting awful luck right now. I will say, I might have to start doing desperation mode for Litwick. I'm kind of over not getting a shiny, and it's kind of hard for me to, like, be 11,000 in on a 1 in 40 96 shiny, and then come and, like, do these, like, 1 in 8192 hunts that don't get as quick as encounters. When I could just be, like, streaming the Litwick too. So I might start doing that more. Doing Litwick on and off stream until we just get it to finish it, and then come back to the Mew. 4 consoles is crazy. One of them we're not shiny hunting on. If we were shiny hunting on the console, one wouldn't be Legends Arceus, and 2, we'd be actually, like, moving around and stuff. We're just trying to get alphas. You had you had a picky pack, Comfey, and Puke and Muku, so you started resetting. Yeah, that'd be cool. What shiny should you hunt? You have to let me know what game you're considering hunting in, or what games you have access to, because it's a little. I can't just spout a random RNG Pokemon out there and then, you know. I need a little more context. You wanted to hunt only Gen 7 Pokemon in the pool of spawns, but there's a ton of interesting encounters. Yeah, but at least you have only Gen 7 in your pool. Gen 2 through 7, so just any game? Dude, I don't know. That's a lot. And go for this Mew if you can. No, don't go for the Mew, because if you go for the Mew, you'll just get it, and then I won't get it. Go for... What would be a cool shiny to hunt for, Gen 2 through 7? I should suggest something I have on my bingo card for you. What is this? What about Pokemon X, just random encounters? Okay, then why are you asking me for my suggestion? Seems like you already kind of had an idea of what you're gonna hunt. What should I hunt? Oh, let me think about that. And then you're just, how about I do X random encounters? I'm like, that would not have even been close to what I was gonna suggest, but I guess if you have your mindset on that. Metang, Miss Magius, and Honchkrow are some cooler spawns you can get. I need to have my phone plugged in. Alright, hi Domino, you have a question. Still Medusa method for Heracross, 1400. Yeah, Medusa method's scary because sometimes you can turn to stone if you look at their eyes. Still no shiny, but your question is, should you Medusa method for Zubat after or in Dark Cave? Which hunt is easier? I would never suggest Masuda methoding a Pokemon that is common in the wild. So I would not suggest Masuda methoding for a Zubat. Even if it's like 1 in 8192. You want to get a bunch before bank shuts down? Then go for like type Null, Silvally, Poipole, Naganadel. Those are good ones. In Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon for Poipole and Naganadel. Sun and Moon for type Null, Silvally. That'd be my suggestion then. What's up, the Forever Legit? Thank you, your lifesaver. Sorry, you spelled stuff wrong. It's all good. I'm just making fun of you. I'm just messing. I just think it's funny that it was Medusa method. It was like the misspelling. No, I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, no, I would never recommend hunting for something like Zubat via Masuda method. That just seems like a waste. Like, Zubat's gonna be one of those Pokemon you'll just find randomly in, like, any Pokemon game. Or, like, phasing for something else. It's not something that's worth going out of your way for. To, like, Masuda method. Especially because if you're doing Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like, Masuda method is not that good in those games. Like, the odds are, like, one in, like, 1600 or 1700 or something. Like, you'll just get faster encounters if you, like, get yourself a White Flute, Illuminate Pokemon, just do random encounters where Zubat appears. Just lurking at work. How are you doing today? I'm doing alright. Still no shiny, though. Really hoping at some point I just start getting shinies, you know? Like, it's like, at what point is it just gonna happen, you know? Especially the Litwick. That's why I'm considering just starting to stream the Litwick until I get it. As opposed to going to this Mew and Bidoof hunt, because, like, I'm 11,000 in on a 1 in 496. Like, I need to just start getting, like, 1,000+ encounters a day or something like that. But just to, like, make it so that it's not going to take another month to get the shiny. When these hunts, there's not really much more I can do about these hunts. These hunts, like, if it's just gonna take a while, it's gonna take a while. I want to, like, finish something. And the Litwick's the most likely one to be finished soon. It takes so long, you're right. And what does a White Flute do? A White Flute increases the encounter rate of Pokemon. So it's, like, less steps between getting an encounter, so it gives you more encounters faster. I'm using it on this game right now, and it's White Flute Illuminate. Illuminate is an ability that, like, Staryu gets, which is why I'm leading with a Staryu. I added that in the wrong game. Whoops. So I'm leading with a Staryu, it has Illuminate, so I get a faster encounter rate, and then I start by activating the White Flute, which makes the, like, it's like, I'll take less than a step or like 1 step to get an encounter every time. And it's even better in Heart Gold Soul Silver if you do like the auto run thing. Don't use the bike, use the running, because running also gives you a higher encounter rate. So it's like even faster. When I first did Safari Week in Heart Gold Soul Silver, I was started off running, and then I switched to bike, and I was like, I don't think the bike doesn't feel faster. And then it had been confirmed like a little bit later that running increases your encounter rate in Heart Gold Soul Silver. When do you guys think Bank might shut down? I have no idea. Could be like a week after the online goes off. It could be like 3 years. Like, there's no way to gauge. We only had 4 1 in 40 96 hunts go over 10k so far, but you totally get that feeling. Well, not only that, but I'm doing resets for the Litwick, so it's like slow. If I was doing just like the runaways for the that I did for the other things, it wouldn't even feel that bad. Like I'd probably not only have a shiny by now, but it would also, like, if I didn't, I'd probably be like 20k in. Like I'd probably be double than what I'm at. I'm doing resets because not only like I can't phase. I don't want to phase, but if I phase on the game that got the last 2 shinies, I'd have to restart a save file, so I can't really afford to phase. So I have to do the resets, and it's so much slower. And then I'm also 11,000 in, so... I'm going to play any of the Switch games until you have a shiny Living Dex for Gen 1 through 7. It's an interesting way to do it. I still enjoy shiny hunting in Sword and Shield. Shinies are still rare in that game. It's harder for me to get excited about shiny hunting in like Legends Arceus or Scarlet and Violet, because shinies are so free in those games that they don't really feel special. Pokemon Z is probably gonna be like Scarlet and Violet. It's probably gonna be like Legends Arceus. If I were a betting man. You had no idea Watchog had Illuminate as an ability. Yeah, it's a weird ability for it, but I guess it makes sense. It's like a little vest thing lights up, and then it's a good shiny hunting Pokemon because it gets Super Fang as well. All of mine were resets in BDSP, including one of your Grief Case hunts. Yeah. Yeah, like resetting and going over odds. Not even over odds, just like over double odds sucks. Like, I'm pushing triple odds soon. Like, I'll get triple odds in, like, the next day or 2. Next, 2 or 3 days. It's my current longest, 1 in 40 96 hunt, too. And let me tell you, the encounters for Bulbasaur were significantly faster. Thank you for the info, I really appreciate it. Does White Flute work and Illuminate work with the headbutt trees too? I don't think so. That's just like a set animation that just goes consistently every time. But apparently it does work with, like, Rock Smash. So if you're, like, trying to shiny hunt with, like, a Pokemon that you get from Rock Smash, it works for that. Which is very strange, but it does. Do you not have to soft reset for Mew? If you try to soft reset for Mew, it will never be shiny. Emerald's RNG is broken, and it's, like, kind of hard to explain, but essentially you just can't do reset hunts. But luckily we can do runaways for Mew. So, it's the workaround. Is this volume? Yeah, the volume's on. Worst for you was Arceus took for you at 15,944, your longest one 496, but at least you were double hunting it. Yeah, I'm double hunting the Litwick, but it's like I'll get 500 encounters in 2 hours, so it's like it's kind of a process, you know. Probably not as bad as BDSP, but you know. It's just like a combination of being almost triple odds for that, and then also being like 10,000 on Mew, and then over odds for Bidoof as well when I'm like single hunting Bidoof. It's just a lot all at once, you know? Like, I'm totally fine going like over odds for a shiny hunt, like it happens, but when you just casually get 3 in a row when one of them's like almost triple odds, I just want to be done. I just want to get a shiny on one of these 3 hunts I'm doing. You don't like the Alola Pokemon that much, plus the whole region is mostly straight line. Not as much as Galar, but still. I really enjoyed the Alola games, and I think there's a lot of cool shinies to hunt for in that. I want to do like a Dream Team quest for Alola. So I guess I disagree with you. Arceus took you ages as well, didn't count it though. See, that's the thing, like, you didn't count it, but everyone always assumes they did more encounters than they did if they're not keeping track. And Arceus is kind of a tedious hunt, so it's like, I wouldn't be surprised, like, I mean, I don't know how long ages are for you, but
does put a smile on my face.
I doubt it was 15k. Ace Gaming, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Waiting for the day when you finish all 3 of the Overodds hunts within 3 minutes of each other. That'd be crazy. It could happen. Usually when I get, like, really bad streaks, I do kind of pop off. Like, I'll get, like, at least, like, 1 fast after completing one of them. But that's why I'm kind of just like, maybe I should just, like, full force Litwick. Just do Litwick on stream too, moving forward, just until it goes, because, like I'll hunt for it off stream, but I'll get like 500 encounters. Well, if I hunt it like on stream and off stream, I could easily probably get like 1,000 encounters in a day, and that would just make a huge difference. Although I will say, doing like the same hunt for 4 hours straight that might make it not feel as good. Run Pokemon platform Platinum Shiny Hunting Chimchar, nice. The best Platinum starter. I don't even have like a huge preference for the Platinum starters. Chimchar was the first starter I picked when I was a kid, because Pearl was my first game. Mom got it for you for your birthday, so you have a soft spot for it. You're talking like Sun and Moon. But Ultra Moon wasn't really worth it since the game had a small bit of different change. I think Ultra Moon, here's the thing. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, in my opinion, are just better versions than Sun and Moon in almost every way. So, like, I think they're better games. But they should, like, Sun and Moon should have just been Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon from the start. It was really annoying that they did Sun and Moon, and then a year later, we're like, here's just the same game, but with a bunch of other features now. Like that, it kind of stung. I don't know if it's a hot take, but Sun and Moon is greater than Ultra Sun. I would say it's a hot take. I think most people agree that Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are better than Sun and Moon, with the only, like, critique favoring Sun and Moon is that, like, the story was a little better in Sun and Moon. With, like, Lusamine being, like, fully evil and being, like, the main villain. When they didn't really do that in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You always count because you know you'd overestimate otherwise, plus the auto counter is mega convenient. I know it's like a silly thing to say, but I don't trust an auto counter. I'm always like worried that like I'll mess up something and then the auto counter will like automatically like add it when it shouldn't have. It's not hard to just manually count stuff. It's just every time I get an encounter, I just hit a button. You won't claim 15k because you're not positive. It was a lengthy hunt though. Yeah. I mean, it took me 19 hours to get 600 encounters in on Chimchar for BDSP. Next Mew's gonna be shiny. I doubt it, but we'll see. Black, I think this shiny luck. Yeah, you were wrong. Lemon's auto counter is incredibly reliable. Living Maniac's counter is less reliable. I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me. I have no idea who either of those people are. I've never looked into auto counters. It's not something I really would consider doing. Also, I doubt those would work for, like, this style of hunting, where I'm using a camera. So I'd only be using it for, like, a select few hunts on, like, the Switch. If you're gonna replay Alola, I'm playing the original games, less cutscenes and unrelated minigames to go through, the faster the better. That's kind of how I feel. I think, like, in terms of, like, shiny hunting and stuff, it's, like, without a doubt, like, there's just more variety and, like, more features for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But yeah, playing through the game faster is a plus for me. The Rainbow Rocket thing honestly sucks. I never did that. It's never required to do that. If you don't want to do it, there's not a reason to do it. You don't get, like, a special, like, Pokemon that's exclusive to that game that you need to get. Like, there's no, like, shiny hunting method. It's not required at all. I've played through Ultra Moon twice and Ultra Sun once, and I have never once done the Rainbow Rocket thing. You programmed your own auto counter? Nice. Auto counter is convenient for doing multiple hunts that are different timings, though. Yeah, I get that. I usually don't do that. This is like the one instance where I am, and I'm just using a different counter for the Bidoof hunt. If you could skip cutscenes and tutorials, you might actually play them more. Yeah, I don't know why that's not a thing. They have skip movies, and all it does is skip, like, the actual good-looking cutscenes, and which is, like, far and few between. Like, if there was an option to just skip all the dialogue and crap, like, that'd be so nice. Like, anytime you get in an instance where, like, there's just gonna be characters talking and spewing exposition on you, it's just, like, just have it fade to black, and then load back in where you're, like, supposed to be when the cutscene would end. If they added an Ultra Sun Moon, it might have actually been worth it. I mean, they should have added it in literally every game. It's sad that it's not a thing. Like, it's not a thing in, like, the older 3D model games, but that's, like, it's something we wanted, and they added, like, an option, but it's, like, such a bare minimum option, and that's the only thing they've done for the past, like, 4 generations. It's ridiculous. Dude, the wildest thing... This is the wildest thing to me, is that I played through Y, I beat Y, which was my second playthrough of Y, mind you. And it gave me a notification. You unlocked, I think it was like new wallpapers for like the PC, and it was like, you unlocked this because you beat the game for the first time. I'm like, what the heck is that supposed to mean? I beat the game for the first time? This is the second time I've beaten the game, and the only way to beat the game again is to delete the save data for it. Like, what is that supposed to mean? It would be nice if there were ways to, like, restart save files without, like, full deleting everything. And if the game recognizes that you've beat a save file before, then you should have the option to, like, actually skip every single cutscene. And every, like, tutorial and all that stuff. Like, I don't know why that's not in the games yet. It definitely should be. Especially if they acknowledge, like, oh, you beat this game for the first time, when that's, like, literally, it's not possible to beat the game a second time without fully deleting all the save data for it. It's very strange why that it was even, like, a thing that was said in the game. We need a I can't read option. That's just called they need to add voice acting to the games. So for mine, you just add images to the HP bars into a folder, and if there is a match, it adds it. Can make a fine-tune to location on screen would work for your video camera too if you have to set up each time. I don't know. You know, it can be tedious. Yeah, that just wouldn't be worth it. It's so easy to just have these counters set up, and it's not hard to add to these counters. It'd be too much to, like, have the camera be the perfect angle every time to make sure that, like, it works. Also, for the case of this Mew hunt, it'd have to be, like, the HP bar shows up in 2 different locations for it to add the count. Because sometimes I don't get the Mew every time on both games. You guys get Ash's Pikachu or Marshadow? Yeah. I'm doing a full Living Dex challenge. Unless you're talking about, like, a new distribution, but I would have probably heard about that. I did not get Hoopa from McDonald's, but I got Hoopa from, like, a code that you typed in, like, X, Y, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. No, you added each HP bar individually before each streamer when you find. Oh, you have to, like, do it every time. Yeah, see, that's just too much. That's just too much, where it'd be like, in this sense, it's literally just, I have a counter set to increment 2, and then when I encounter the Mew, I just hit plus once every time. Like, it's just so much easier. We're pushing the point where, like, it wouldn't be convenient to use an outer counter at this point. Oh, there's a distortion here that I didn't see. Hopefully I make this. At least it's right here and not, like, across the whole thing. But this is why we check the map every now and then. Dude, an Alpha Murkrow right here? What the heck? Is that an Alpha Pikachu again? We keep getting Alpha Pikachus there. Unless that's the same one. But it'll go away. It should be going away after this. I need to be in a spot where nothing's gonna attack me, but that's kind of hard when there's an Alpha Murkrow right here, and Dustoxes, and when there's like 3 Alphas, 2 Paris, and then Dustoxes. Like, You're just super lazy to hit that extra button, so that's why you made your counter. It'd be interesting if there was a way you could get it to work with Scarlet and Violet, but I don't know how that would work. That would be the only way, like, for me, like, an auto counter would be crazy. Just if you're just, like, running around Scarlet and Violet, and every time it somehow registers a spawn, it'll just, like, add to it automatically. That'd be insane. I was gonna say, is this thing starting? It is. Alright, well, I'll switch over. Wonder how long a shiny living dex is gonna take if you get every Pokemon its original game. It would be ridiculous. It would take forever because you'd have to do Gen 1. Can't believe we're about to be 10,000 in on this hunt, too. Don't mind this audio. I'm trying to see if this is something I should delete. I think it is. Oh yeah, this is when I went offline. We delete that recording. You heard they were giving away shiny Entei, Suicune, and Raikou? Yeah, that was like 20 years ago. You're a little late to that one. You can get it with the DNS exploit, though. Alright, let's do this. Distortion. Dude, I just need a Magnemite to be alpha. It sucks only needing one thing here, where there's a solid chance I just don't get it. Like, if we get like a Magneton or a Magnezone, it's gonna really suck. Like, it almost makes me want to go back to like the Myrlins, just because if we get a space, oh wait, I guess we're not guaranteed because we get Cyndaquil. But like, if we get like an alpha Porygon, it's like guaranteed to be Porygon. Like, nothing's guaranteed. I guess it doesn't matter where we go. Just be nice to get this finished, this area. Where are these Pokemon at? What are these? Oh, it's a shot. Oh, is this still there? Oh, I totally lost that shiny. Oh well. We already got that one anyway. We already got a Mr. Mime. I did not know that thing spawned in. And then also, of course, it didn't let me target it, so that's neat. It's fine, though. It's not full odds. We already got this one. Yeah, those Pokemon, like, didn't even spawn near me. That was really weird. I've never seen that happen before. At least it was just a Mr. Mime and not, like, something we didn't have in this game yet. Which, Mr. Mime's, like, the only thing we could get shiny in this that's a duplicate. That's kind of interesting that we got Mr. Mime twice and nothing else. This is probably the worst location for a Distortion. There's like 3 different levels of land to be on. Watch the new Pokemon cost 70 or 80. It'll probably be 70, unfortunately. Did you guys hear the shiny? I didn't even hear the shiny that time. Is that what you guys are saying? I must have missed some of chat. That being said, my volume is pretty low, so that doesn't go through the mic. But I mean, I already got a shiny Mr. Mime from the Distortion. Like, if it was, I'd be a little more devastated if it was like a Kadabra or a Carnivine or a Skuntank. But like, at the same time though, Alpha Beautyfly. I should check these Pokemon at least, because these Pokemon get re-rolled. Yeah, I didn't even hear that one, and I like they like didn't spawn really near me. I'll keep the recording though. We'll show that I failed a shiny. It's like kind of hard to fail shinies in this game. Low-key impressive, right? I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. All right. Yeah, I think after this stream, I think I'm gonna just focus on the Litwig hunt moving forward until we get it before I go back to Mew. I just gotta get that thing soon, man. It's ridiculous how long it's been taking. I'll tell you what, man. After this Mew hunt, I'm gonna be doing everything in my power to not shiny hunt an Emerald, because I've every single hunt I do in Emerald is like way over odds. You want to stream you hunting for living decks, but you might Might just take you longer. Wait, take you longer to stream, or that is something to keep in mind. Like, some things are just like they're a lot more difficult if you want to like record or stream it. Like, for example, my Living Dex challenge that I'm doing, it's like I would have been done with that so long ago if I didn't like stream it or like make videos on it or anything. Because a lot of the like burnout from that is from editing the videos for it. Oh shoot, I think it's intense sunlight. It is, dude. We cannot just like go a session that resets a cycle without getting some sort of severe weather that prevents us from getting a distortion to show up. It is so windy. I will say, if I randomly go offline this time, I will not be going back online. There is a chance that we just like lose power. It's been extremely windy today. Like, you want to stream just so you can look back on what you did, but then you can just do without streaming and you could do much faster. Yeah. In terms of shiny hunting, it's not that much different. The only thing that I miss is just being able to just sit down on my own time and just, like, do resets or something, you know? I can't really do that. If I want to, like, shiny hunt something, I have to, like, get on a desk and, like, do this. Sit upright. You know? It's not, like, 100% comfort. So actually bought a capture card just so you can record your hunts while lying down in your bed. Yeah, that's like originally why I bought a capture card for my 3DS. Unfortunately, it broke and it's just too expensive and not worth doing anymore. At the same time, though, I will say double hunting and like triple hunting and whatnot probably isn't like something you can really do like lounging. You kind of have to be on a desk for that, for like these kind of hunts. Maybe you shouldn't admit that. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with admitting that. What you got, something crazy that I did when I like was getting into live shiny hunting, where I would like find the shinies live, as opposed to when I first started shiny hunting, I would just shiny hunt on my own time, and then when I found a shiny, I would then take a camera out and be like, guys, look at the shiny I got. But when I started actually like recording the shiny reactions, I did this thing where I made a makeshift iPhone stand connected to my laptop box so that I could just be on a couch and do resets. Like, I would literally just be like on a couch with like my games, they would be on the box, and then my phone would be in this like makeshift stand I made so I could record them. And I have a couple shiny reactions on my channel that are like that. And if you probably like, some of them you probably would notice that it's like kind of an awkward angle and whatnot. But like, you probably wouldn't really realize that until you know. It was like, I think one of my shiny Caterpies, one of my shiny Pidgeys, and my shiny Squirtle that I got were recorded like that. And then I was, and honestly, it wasn't even like the angle that was rough. It was the fact that I hunted at night and I had to be quiet. So like if I found a shiny, I'd be like whispering and you like wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying. That was what bothered me most. But I stopped doing that obviously. I still have the box, though. But that was my, like, workaround of I want to multi-hunt and record it, but I also want to lay on a couch when it's, like, nighttime. My Game Corner Abra video was great. Which one? I've done it, like, 3 times on YouTube. One was not live. Are you talking about my first one, or the one where I got it, like, really fast, or the one that was, like, way over odds? You could upload everything like a compilation. Yeah. To be fair, like, you can still shiny hunt while, like, watching stuff. Like, I don't... It's kind of hard to show this off. But, like, this is my setup. I'm a little tethered. This is, like, my setup. Like, that's, like, chat and stuff. And then, like, I have this desk. And, essentially, like, I have an iPad, which is over here. It's, like, laying down right there. And I can have, like, my iPad, like, right here and watch stuff while... I can also watch stuff on my computer because my monitor's right there while I, like, shiny hunt. I just can't be, like, laying on a couch or anything while I do it. That's kind of, like, the main thing. But yeah, like, there was a... It was, like, I think it was it 2020? There was an era where I watched the entire MCU while shiny hunting. Just, like, at this desk on my iPad. Like, it can be done. You can do stuff to, like, pass the time. It doesn't have to be the most comfortable thing in the world, and it could still be totally fine, but... Yeah. There's times where it would be nice to be able to just, like, lay on a couch while shiny hunting. I just don't want to use that stupid box anymore. It's a little too awkward. It was late at night and you started to record after you found it while laying in bed. No, that was the Shaman. Maybe I did do that with Abra, too. But so it was the non-live one. Shaman I got live and I was laying in bed. And then when I went to, like, turn on the face... Because, like, I was in my bed. And I got up... Like, I had my laptop. It was before I had a desktop... Like, an actual, like, desktop computer. PC. And I had my DS connected to the laptop, and I would shiny hunt, do runaways for a Shaman. And I got the shiny. It was a live reaction. I was like, oh my gosh, I got shiny. And then I, like, moved over to my desk, and then turned the face cam on. And when I did that, it muted my audio. So I was just sitting there, like, talking, and you have no idea what I'm saying. I don't know how that happened. I still, to this day, do not know how that happened. I had never had it where turning on a face cam muted the mic. Like, that was so bizarre. Sounds like a lot. 1,000 plus if we count Gen 9. Yeah, there's a lot of shinies to go after. For me, like, a shiny living dex, like, I like full odds hunting. I like when shinies are rare. I understand, like, if you were to just do everything in, like, Scarlet and Violet or Legends Arceus or whatnot, it wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world to get everything. But, the way I want to do it is full odds. If it doesn't ever happen, whatever. I just like the satisfaction of shiny, like, finding all these shinies, like, super rare. So it's not something I would ever, like, expect to ever, like, complete. But I'll give it my all. But yeah, my first few shiny reactions were not, live. I would just shiny hunt on my own time and then make a video talking about it once I got it. But, like, my new rule for, like, my shiny living dex is, like, I gotta get it live and I gotta get it full odds, so I will rehunt some of the shinies. As cool as that first Abra is, I will probably rehunt it. Like, it's a female one. I still love it. Like, I still cherish it. It's still really cool, but I'm gonna rehunt it for the sake of, like, my challenge. You get that, but you need the fastest way just you. Yeah, I mean, most people feel like that. I just don't really agree with that mindset. I don't really see, like, a shiny living dex as, like, a main thing that you should go for in Pokemon. It shouldn't be, like, a main goal. They've kind of, like, pushed it to the forefront, so now a lot of people do feel that way, and I get that. But, like, when I grew up playing Pokemon, like, shinies were Easter eggs. And even throughout, like, most of the series, shinies were just considered Easter eggs. Like, if you found one, great, but it was never something to try to get every single shiny, even with the methods. It was just cool to find shinies, and if you could find more shinies, that was great. But they've really pushed shinies into the forefront of the game, and it's like, now people just can't stand not getting shinies. They just can't stand not having a full shiny living dex, and I don't really agree with that mindset, if I'm being honest. Probably gonna pass out while watching the stream. I'm probably gonna end stream pretty soon, so I doubt that'll happen. No, I knew what you meant. I just, I'm gonna end stream pretty soon, so I doubt that'll happen during the stream. Yeah, quick pass out right now so that you can still make it in time. I'll probably try to get to 10,200 for Mew before I end. So I won't be like right now while I end, but it'll be soon. Because people want free money, same concept. They're not happy to put in the work for full odds proper shiny. Don't say full odds is a proper shiny. I don't like that. That's like the other end of the spectrum I don't like, where it's just like, guys, shiny hunt the way you want. Like, that's totally fine. I personally just don't see it that way, and I don't like I'm just not a big fan of the, I hate to say it, like, spoiled attitude of, I need every shiny as fast as possible. And if I can't get that, it's terrible. Like, I don't like that mindset, but I also don't like the other mindset of, like, oh, well, it's only a proper shiny if it's full odds. People just don't want to put the work into it. It's like, no, that's not it. It's just different levels of satisfaction. We all have different opinions towards it. Doesn't mean we're wrong. I don't agree with the mindset of you need to have every shiny as quickly as possible, and if you can't do that, it's bad. But I also don't agree with the mindset where you need to hunt full odds for it to count as a shiny. Like, that's another, like, far-end mindset that is just, like, I just don't agree with. It's complicated. I might seem very one-sided on, like, shinies and, like, my opinion on them, but it's really, I have more complex opinions than you guys think. Don't think the words you used there were 100% what you meant. Yeah, I guess I kind of get what you meant, where it's just like, yeah, people don't want to put the work into getting something, they just want to get it right in here, right now. But yeah, the way you worded it was kind of like, not great. Counters have to take 5 minutes, only single hunting, 8192, otherwise it's a fake shiny. Exactly, that's true. Like, guys, like, I counted every single method hunt I did for, like, my shiny living dex. It was just Scarlet and Violet really crossed a line for me personally that made me question why I method hunt. Not everyone's gonna experience that the same way I did, and that's totally fine. It's just how I experienced it. It doesn't mean you're wrong for wanting to do shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet or have the fastest methods possible. But I don't really like the mindset of, oh, I refuse to try full odds. I refuse to do this method. I refuse to hunt in older games because it's just too hard, or I won't get the shinies as fast as I need to get them. Like, I just, you know. There's layers. You don't know if you should do Masuda? I used to do a like decent amount of Masuda, but once Scarlet and Violet shoved outbreaks that you could find a shiny every like 5 minutes or so, and they're the same odds as Masuda method, it was like, where do I draw the line? Because these shinies don't feel special at all, but they're the same odds as the Masuda method shinies that I already counted. You know? Like, Scarlet and Violet really, really changed my perspective on shinies. It really did. In a bad way. Like... Have you tried doing the glitch in Crystal where you get a shiny Ditto and put it with another Pokemon? You get the shiny within 40 eggs. That's not how that works at all, but also no. Using a shiny Ditto just gives you a consistent shiny rate for the eggs in Crystal, as opposed to sometimes being 1 in 64 and sometimes being 1 in 128. It's just always 1 in 64 if you use a shiny Ditto. And you're never guaranteed a shiny within 40 eggs. Like, but no, I've never shiny bred in Gen 2. I've never done that. Maybe someday I'll give it a try, but I've never done that. Not a glitch, that's Gen 2 breeding. That'd be great for you, but not a thing. Well, I mean, it is a thing. You can do a glitch to guarantee a shiny Ditto in Gen 1 with the red Gyarados from Gen 2. That is a thing, and the shiny Ditto does give you higher shiny rates, because you don't have to worry about gender. But breeding in Gen 2, even seeing a 1 in 64 rate, that sounds great, it's still very tedious. Like, if you have access to modern Pokemon games, just hunt in those games if you want to get shinies as fast as possible. Yeah, the Mimic thing is a glitch. It's just not a guaranteed shiny after 40 eggs. It's, like, far from that. It's just... Like, you weren't 100% wrong. There were some details that were off. Thought you were saying shiny breeding is a glitch. No, it's not a glitch. It's definitely not, like, an intentional thing, though, in Gen 2. Like, you could honestly call it an exploit, and I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Because, like, the only reason shiny breeding in Gen 2 works is because it uses a mechanic that is intended to work a certain way, and it kind of causes you to just breed shinies easier because of the way the mechanics work and because of how shinies work. I doubt it was, like, an actual intentional feature added, but... Which is why it didn't return for Gen 3, obviously. But it's not like a glitch. Like, breeding works properly, and shiny values work properly in Gen 2. It's just the way the breeding works and the IVs getting passed down, and the way IVs affect the shiny value just kind of lines up a certain way to make it easier. They didn't exactly think through the shiny breeding system, yeah. And that's kind of like the same thing with, like, the, like, cute charm glitch in, like, Gen 4. It's not really a glitch. It's just, like, they didn't really think through the way cute charm works and how shinies were rolled would, like, cause issues. And it just so happens to, like, cause issues with shinies. Either making them really easy to find or really hard to find. It is technically 1 in 8192, but only if you breed 2 random Pokemon every egg. No. No, it's not. If you aren't getting at least a 1 in 128 shiny rate for eggs, you're not getting a shiny rate at all for eggs. Like, this is not... There's no 1 in 8192 included in eggs for Gen 2. It's either 0 chance, 1 in 128, or 1 in 64. There's no 1 in 8192. Got your shiny Mudbray while hunting Voltorbs today? Nice. That's the thing, you're including the possibility of a 0 shiny chance. Well, do the math, and I'm certain the math will not add up to 1 in 8192. It'll be rare, yes. I don't know if it'll be 1 in 8192. And I don't know how you would even quantify that, because you're getting a random... I don't know. You'd have to figure out the odds of Pokemon being specific IVs and passing down specific IVs every single time. I'm sure it'd be much rarer than 1 in 8192, if I'm being honest. Because most of the time, you would just be breeding with 0 chance. And then every now and then, you'd give yourself most likely a 1 in 128. So, like, I'm certain the odds, if you were to, like, add it all up, would be a lot lower than 1 in 8192, if you're doing it that way. Chance of a shiny family parent, 1 in 128. A shiny family parent? What do you mean by that? Chance of a shiny from a shiny family parent, 1 in 64. That's not how that works. It's based on, like, the gender ratios. It depends on what Pokemon you're breeding for. It's not all about what the parents have. It also depends on what, like, Pokemon you're breeding for. And, like, gender ratios and stuff. I need shiny counter 2. Okay, I'm gonna move this over a little bit because that's kind of touching the... Range is determined by families and into. There are 128 shiny families determined by DVs. Only one of those families can breed a shiny. Man, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest. Are you taking into account the DVs? Because that's the main way you get shinies in Gen 2 through breeding. Like, you don't have to have a shiny parent to breed for shinies. They just have to have the right DVs. Are we just talking about, like, just species of Pokemon that are present in Gen 2 that can breed? Yeah, you're kind of speaking what sounds like nonsense to me. It's determined by the DVs. Obviously, only certain Pokemon can breed with other Pokemon. But it's determined by the DVs. It's not, like, based on how many species of Pokemon there are. Like, even if you use the right families, it's gonna be not the same rate every time. You're just grabbing random Pokemon. The right DVs is the shiny family parent. So you're saying, wait, so you're saying there's 128... You're saying there's 128 Pokemon that can breed a shiny. 1 in 8192 Pokemon are shiny. Oh, I guess I didn't realize there was there's 64 combinations of DVs that can result in breeding for shinies? Is that what you're saying? Does it really actually work like that? Does it actually work perfectly like that? Where if there's, like, 128 Pokemon that you can breed that can possibly give you shinies if they have the right DVs, and then 64 of the time they would have the right DVs. Yeah, but that still wouldn't take into account the... I think it would be rarer than that, though. Because you would... Because you would have to... It would be like a 1 in 128 times a 1 in 64 to get the right parent. 1 in 64 is if the gender is opposite of the shiny family parent. Yeah, but you're grabbing random Pokemon. There's something I'm missing here, because you're grabbing random Pokemon. So most of the time you wouldn't have the 1 in 64, you'd have the 1 in 128, but if you're grabbing random Pokemon, you like wouldn't know. And like, are there truly 64 different combinations of DVs that could result, for a parent, that could result in breeding for a shiny? I still think that would be much rarer than 1 in 192. Like, I think that'd be at least double that, like 1 in 16, 384. I think someone's missing something here, and either you're not explaining it very well, or you are missing something. So you didn't say there were 64 then where are you getting your numbers from? Do I still play 4? Yeah, I do. Made yourself a challenge to get as many Hisuian Voltors with different marks as possible. Got 24, which ain't bad for the time you had. Yeah, that's pretty good. On Virtual Console, don't you just need to miss with the DVs to make shiny once moved up? I mean, the miss. I don't know what you're asking. You said 101 out of 128 Pokemon can breed a shiny. 1 in 64 offspring will be shiny. What do you mean by 1 out of 128 Pokemon can breed a shiny? That's what I don't get. And also, 1 in 64 also depends on what Pokemon you're breeding. It's not always 164. If you catch 128 Pokemon... Where are you getting the 1 in 128 from? Like, where's that number coming from? They're all gonna have different DVs. There's a distortion here. It's just how the game works, ask Game Freak. So here's the thing. Let me explain how I'm seeing this. If you're grabbing a random Pokemon, let's just say it's like you're only doing Pokemon that can actually breed for shinies. Like, you know, you're not talking unknown. We're just talking like, oh, we found a Sentret. Let's try to breed that shiny, you know? You don't know... I guess you do. You do know if it's going to be a 1 in 128. We're also not taking into account if we're, like, breeding with a Ditto or not. But I'm guessing we're not, right? Like, I don't get why you're getting 1 in 128 times 1 in 64. Like, not every time is going to be a 1 in 128, and not every time is going to be 1 in 64. So I'm not sure, like, where your randomness is coming from, or where, like, all your numbers are coming from. Like, it depends on what species you bring, but it would be like, if you're grabbing, like, random Sentrets, and it's a 1 in 128, but you don't know if they have the right DVs... Like, how would you know it's a 1 in 64 versus a 1 in 28? Like, I'm very confused on that. I'll do this this distortion before I go offline. Dude, who is still targeting me? This is ridiculous. 128 is for the chance of getting a parent that even has a chance to breed a shiny. Okay, and then where is the 64 coming from? Because that makes sense to me. I'm not sure how I can like actually know you have the right number, but I'll just take your word for it that it's a 1 in 128 to get a Pokemon with the right DVs that can breed a shiny. I'll take your word for that. Let me get the Reddit link. Well, don't post it here because it won't go through if you try, so. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you're catching a if you're just catching random Centrets, trying to breed for a shiny, like trying to hope it has the right DVs, it'd be let's say it's a 1 in 128. But if you're breeding with a Centret, it'd be a 1 in 128 anyway, unless you're specifically breeding it with, like, a Ditto. Like a shiny Ditto or something. But even then, like, you wouldn't be, because if you were breeding with a shiny Ditto, it would just be a 1 in 64 anyway, like, all the time, so... Yeah, that's why there's confusion here. Oh. We gotta charge the console. Alright, last distortion before we end stream. We don't know the parent is a shiny in this scenario. Well, yeah, like, but we don't know what the, we don't know if it has the correct DVs or not. I'm guessing you're taking one Pokemon, breeding one egg for it, and then swapping it out with a different Pokemon, right? Like, that's the scenario we're talking about. This is also a really stupid, like, hypothetical we're like, talking, that we're, like, having this heated discussion on. Because, like, no one's ever gonna do this. I'm just curious as to how you got your number, because you seem pretty confident that your number's correct. I need to start recording. Swapping out both parents each time, and yes, it's very, very stupid. Okay, so you're swapping out both that's a really tiny Mr. Mime. So you're swapping out both parents each time. But we're talking like same species, right? So like just Centret like Centret and Centret. So where are you getting your 1 in 64 from? Because it would still be 1 in 128 for the shiny. It would be a 1 in 128 times a 1 in 128, right? Because I think only one of the parents matters, right? So I don't know why you would need to swap out both. I think only one of the parents matter. Just trying to defend Gen 2 breeding, explaining how it's supposed to be 1 in 8192. I just don't know if it's true, though. Because, like, let's say you're right and there's, like, 128 different combinations of DVs that can result in potentially breeding a shiny, as opposed to no chance at all. In the case of, like, a Centret, since the gender is involved, it would be a 1 in 128 times a 1 in 128, which would not be 1 in 8192. It'd be rare. You know? Are you getting that? Or is there something else that I'm missing that is... you still haven't explained where you got your 1 in 64 from. 1 in 128 is what people generalize when you include the 50-50. Yes. But then where's the 1 in 128 original? Is there actually 1 in 120? Is there actually 128 different combinations of... Or like there's a roughly... Ooh! Another Alpha Eevee. Oh, we got 2 Alpha Eevees today. And why does it target this Pokemon? Holy crap. At least the Eevee's still here. One in 64 is always the shiny rule of the Pokemon is always... Okay. But that would be if you're just... Oh wait, no, it wouldn't be. So... I'm still a little confused, but I'm like almost there, I think. Also, that was not a female Eevee. We still need female Eevee. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. None of my alphas have been female. Maybe one of like the Flareons or Vaporeons that I didn't encounter was female, and that would make sense. That's a really small ride-on. Different 128 different DV groups if you insist you don't call that families. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So, but if you're wait, hold on. So if we're including the DV groups, does that automatically get rid of the gender thing? I'm still a little confused on that. Like, I still would feel like it'd be 128 times 1 and 128, right? I'm almost there, though. I'm almost there. We're almost there. That distortion felt really short. Did it not? We talking about the crystal glitch? What's the crystal glitch? I'm gonna go with no. We're just talking about breeding, like the odds of breeding a shiny if you were to just randomly swap out the parents for every egg you get, as opposed to like knowing the DVs of each Pokemon, each parent, you know? I always forget about these Magnezones I catch. Dude, they're all male. What the heck? I'm never getting a female Alpha Eevee. We just need one more before we can start evolving them, though. And then we can add this to the counter. 263, which is awesome. One of the parents is a Ditto that should eliminate the gender concern, but the chance of having a shiny family Ditto is still 1 in 128. Okay, that's not what I asked, but sure. I still not gonna understand how it would be 1 in 8192 if you just randomly picked. Like, I didn't ask about Ditto at all. We're not including Ditto. I'm talking just like Sentret, you know, 50-50 gender ratio. 50-50 gender ratio. Where are you getting the 64 from? Because if you get the correct DVs on the parent, if you're working with a Pokemon like Sentret, it would still be 1 in 128. So it'd be a 1 in 128 chance of getting the parent with the right DVs, and then it would also be a 1 in 128 chance of breeding a shiny with that parent, which would not be 1 in 8192. That's what I'm saying, and you still haven't explained how that's not the case. I've been talking about freaking Sentret this whole time. If we're breeding with a Ditto, then that's different. But I was under the impression you're just taking out random Pokemon and catching them and just like swapping them out and not using like a Ditto or anything. But I guess if you're using a Ditto, then yeah, it'd be 1 in 8192. I guess that might have been where the confusion was. I was not assuming you were talking about a Ditto the whole time. I just assumed you were talking about random Pokemon. But I guess it would make sense if you just had a Ditto in your party. But if you weren't breeding with a Ditto, it'd be 1 in 128 times 1 in 128, correct? Is that correct? Because if it is, then I'm finally understanding it. Finally understanding it. Bidoof. Who doesn't breed with Ditto? I mean, fair enough. But I am correct if we aren't breeding with Ditto, right? You think so? Oh, okay. So that was the confusion. I just was not taking into account that the other parent would just be a Ditto. That's where the confusion was. All right, we figured it out. we figured it out. So I'm gonna end stream here. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, and I will see you